Welcome to Off Da Binge, your ultimate seasonal anime podcast. Each week, we deliver top recommendations, hot takes, and in-depth reviews of the latest episodes from this season's lineup. Join us as we give you your weekly dose of anime coverage.
How do you guys hold up three? Do you guys do this, or do you guys do like this?
I do
You know,
this.
some people do this. I do that as well, but my fingers look weird. Look.
I do this.
So, yeah.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Legend D Vash, your humanoid typhoon, but you can always call me Vash, as you heard from the intro. Crash, but you also don't see him here. He's not gonna be here for today's show, sadly, for the spring season week 1 and week 2. Our Hispanic Assassin had to go do some assassinations, most likely, who knows. But hey, we're here for the week 3, week 4 in the future. You will see him come back. I'm not here for week 3, but I'm not alone for this episode. As you see from the title, as you see from the thumbnail, we're for the spring season. We have our cherry blossoms, we have our spring season vibe. But without further ado, let me introduce the rest of the co-hosts. MemoryNK, do you have an intro yet, or are you still trying to figure yourself out? Are you still trying to figure out your identity?
What's going on, everyone? My question is, why the hell do so many anime drop on Saturday, bro? That's all I want to know. Like, why does so many anime have to drop on Saturday? But
Oh, God.
no, the season already is in like full effect. So,
Yeah.
which is an exciting time. It could be a bit stressful, especially when you see 8 things you're watching drop on Saturday or whatever. But
It does give you anxiety.
it is exciting. It is exciting. A new season is always exciting. So I'm excited to jump in and talk about a few of the things that we've got already. So, Grem, what you got? What you got for us?
Oh man, here I am. My name is Man God Grem for some reason. I'm a deity, I guess. I love Kurisu. And I love light novels and web novels and web comics, and that brings me to one of the greatest web comics I've ever read, The Beginning After the End. It's airing this season, and I gotta let y'all know, episode 1 wasn't great, but hey, I hold out hope. If they get a certain scene right, I think that this anime can be salvaged.
Is that scene soon?
It should be in a couple episodes, yeah. Either next episode or the episode after. Probably the episode after. But anyway, I'm gonna toss it over to our resident K-drama lover.
Oh, shit. Why you putting me on blast? Man, God, chill. You know, I've been slacking, so don't bring up the K-drums right now. But hi, it's everyone. It's me, Neko. I watch everything and everything all at once. Some people call me a bitch, but I don't know why. I'm a Neko, so why are people calling me that? I never know.
There's one.
It's
But we
the
all
wrong
know.
animal, and I don't know why people get it wrong.
I don't know. I never understand. But yeah, like Memory said, this season is going in full swing, and dude, I've been staying up every night and just watching everything that comes out really early, and it's been great. It's been peak and back to back peak, so it's been great. I've been having fun. I hope everyone's ready to see what we all think about from the season that has come out, and anything that we don't mention, definitely comment down below, gush about it, because I just had a 7-hour stream gushing about everything that came out. So yeah, that was fun. And it was fun. I'm just tired, you know.
In a 7-hour stream, you guys want to check her out, go check out Neko_Chan for 211, right? I believe on Twitch.tv.
Yeah. I love my birthday a lot, so yeah. That's my birthday. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, to start, this is your go-to animals seasonal anime podcast, where we dive into the best, the worst, and the hidden gems of each anime season. And we're going to go into big binge chilling, where we talk about what we binged. Like I mentioned, I was binging Devil May Cry on stream, so that was really fun. Personally, I don't know nothing about the games, so just having that first experience of some people won't call it anime, some people call it a cartoon. I don't know. It was just a great it was a great series.
Look.
Like Memory said, it doesn't count it as an anime, but
the original series is an anime. The 2009 was an anime.
Yeah.
And this version also is marketed by Netflix in Japan. anime, but then if you go to
Yeah.
the website that's supposed to keep records and tracks of everything anime
Yeah.
related, AniList doesn't have it, so it's like questionable. Like, is it not? But also, it was produced by Japan, by the animators in Japan, so like it literally makes all sides
know.
to anime, but then it makes it like, is it cartoon or is it in the borderline of animation? Which one is
It's
it?
something. It's something. That's why I'm confused. But hey,
Crap.
I just give my friends crap. You know, I don't really care what people call it, honestly. But technically, it's not an anime if we're gonna be real. But it's whatever, animated series. But I've heard good things about it.
Oh, same.
It's great.
From what people have been saying. I've never touched anything Devil May Cry.
Oh,
in my
you
life,
haven't?
so,
Oh my God!
no.
Wait.
That's how you watched the movie or whatever that came out years ago. You didn't watch that?
And you never played the
No.
game of Marvel vs. Capcom, like even known about Dante. What? Oh my God, the Dante and Virgil story has always been one of my favorites and everything. Even though they made more Dante like Deadpool's what people calling it, which is hilarious. I'm like, Dante's always been a version of Deadpool. Not now. Not in the future. It's always been like that since early years of 2000. Like, if you have not seen Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom, we literally had lines of Deadpool and Dante literally interact and say, "You look like me and act like me." I'm paraphrasing the line, and that's it. Like, I'm the original, and like they're just joking around, but like they know the jokes that these two characters have been literally compared by the comedy, the healing, the guns they use, literally almost paint by numbers.
Yeah, I always thought he was edgy or something. I never knew he was this goofy. So seeing this version of him, a bit basically kind of like an origin story of him being more goofy and like you said, like more like Deadpool. I loved it. I mean, it was funny. I never really thought of him this way. So, and then Johnny Young Bosch is voicing him. Come on.
Oh yeah.
It's a blast.
Which I think, if I'm correct, is funny because he voices Virgil in the other one. Or something like that.
I didn't know.
I think I saw something like that or heard or it was like one of their voice actors, like one of them was like flipped or whatever.
I think Johnny Young Bosch used to voice Virgil. And so
that's funny.
So since he's voicing Dante now, it's like, really? You're gonna voice both of them? I don't know. All I know is that he's the Storm or something.
Yeah, well, Virgil's the Storm. Yes, he is the Storm.
Virgil's the Storm.
Yeah, we had the. Anyways, yeah, dude, if you haven't seen the series, it's great for just being its own thing. It's definitely more different from the games, but also has callbacks to the games, which is incredible. Mary, oh my God, I love you. But anyways, yeah, amazing series. Also, episode 6 is a phenomenal. Just wait until you get to that part. It's an amazing series. I gave it a solid 8. It was great.
Wait, so you finished on the whole show, like in what, in 6 episodes, or how much is the show?
It's 8 episodes with 23. Well, no, almost some of them are almost 30. Episode 6 was the shortest one.
Oh, love to hear that. Love to hear that some episodes, were 30. So I like to hear that it wasn't like a full 20 or like a full anime episode that where commercials and everything in Japan is a full 30 minutes, but for us, stream wise it's 23. So nice to know that they extend it just because the story needed it. I love it when they do that. Like they're not restricted or constructed, just has to be that 22-minute, 23-minute mark. Like, if they want to extend it, how Game of Thrones is back when it was like a 60-minute episode, somewhere an hour 15 or hour 9 because the story demanded. So I would love to hear that.
Yep. And again, if you like rock and roll, that intro is amazing.
Oh, I saw they got Limp Bizkit and Papa Roach, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Papa Roach was on it too?
Dude, all the song Green Day.
Green Bay, damn! What the fuck? Oh, it makes sense because it makes sense because Dante and Devil May Cry is from the early 2000s, so it makes sense why they grab all the old school rock bands. It makes sense.
It's funny that you called it old school because that brand of rock is called new metal.
Thing is, for kids nowadays, I saw a tweet literally say, like, why do we have these old school bands? And I read this, and I'm like, bitch, I grew up with this, and I'm like, oh, I'm the older uncle now. Like, I'm the older that people will see. Like me, I call this still like. For example, Linkin Park to me is not old because I grew up with it and they're still making music. Right. But kids will call them, they're old. They're from the children. I'm like, bro, that was like 25 years ago. I'm like, yes, for
It's a
25
lot.
years ago, for a lot of people, it's like a
mean,
lot.
the
I get it.
songs-
I get it.
I get, yeah, I get what you mean about like the groups. Like, yeah, like they're not really like, but like
They're
the
not
songs they're
classic,
using,
but, like,
the songs they're using are old. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
dude, like I was playing NHL, like the hockey game, like 05, and that was the theme song was Limp Bizkit Rollin', and that,
Rollin'.
and that's like 20 years ago.
Just
That's like
keep
20.
rolling,
That's like 20 years ago,
rolling,
dude. So like,
Come on.
yeah, that was the first time I think I ever heard that song was in that.
Wait, you.
That's what I'm saying. You'll enjoy it.
Undertaker? What?
I
You didn't
mean,
hear
dude,
the American Badass come out to roll?
That's his song.
I mean,
That was his
like
song,
7. It
bro.
might have been before I got into wrestling, honestly.
Wait,
I don't
probably
know.
yeah,
No,
because
that was the age.
no, but
No,
American Badass
no, the
stopped.
American Badass was 2005-ish.
Yeah, but
That's
thing is,
not-
Oh, then I might have heard it not that long after it. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I heard it was like NHL. It was like 04, 05, the game when in it that was the theme song.
yeah, so he
was
probably
rolling.
wasn't there right after he transitioned from the song into the slow tempo of thundering when he became like the when he became the Dead Man. So
Mhm.
it makes sense why you don't remember the song. But hey, nice to hear the good feedback from Devil May Cry. I'm
Yes,
excited for it. I
yes.
do plan to binge it. Probably
have
next
to
week.
know.
Probably next week I'll get that as my what am I been chilling. So I can't wait for that. Hopefully the audience and the people like our new name of the segment since we used it back last
Binge Chillen.
last season, I believe, for How to Flop. I believe we use it for.
We did.
Yeah,
We
so
did.
I just literally transitioned that name. Like, you know what? Good placeholder. It was perfect. So,
Heck
but
yeah.
anything
Anyways.
else? Anything else, Neko, about what
nah,
or not?
dude. Nah, that's it for me right now. Anyone else has been binge chilling?
Binge chilling. Now,
Well-
well,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go and cut
Go.
off Boss Man because that's so fun, right? I caught up to I ended up watching. So I watched Shoshiman back when it first aired. What, like a year ago?
God, here.
It wasn't that long ago. And the people I was watching with kind of watched the last couple episodes without me. Right. Imagine her acting like she didn't. Anyway, so I had to ended up catching up to that. So I finished that in preparation for this season. I also this was years ago at this point. Memories reminding me that it was like 5 years ago now when the 300 spent 300 years killing slimes until it
Yeah, I love it. It feels good.
I ended up binging all of that in preparation for this season.
Oh, nice. Damn, you did a good 2 one-season shows of 12 episodes. Damn, you just binged 24. Nice.
No, only one. I only had 2 episodes left of Shoshiman. So
Oh, okay.
It's just a little small mini binge. And then I've still binging Eureka 7, which is really good right now. It's kind of interesting that this whole story, the whole plot, hinges on one teenage boy figuring out his relationship with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm not
Pretty
kidding.
much.
That is like the whole plot. Like if
Pretty
he
much.
gets good with this girl, the world's gonna be saved. But if he fumbles the bag, the world's over. So
It kind of
I'm not
sounds.
joking.
It kind of
It's
sounds like a bit
world's-
anticlimactic in that part.
I
No, the
mean,
way they build it up is like
it's
on the
really
surface,
good.
it kind of sounds like something silly, right? But like it's 50 episodes, so you're getting like the
Yeah.
build up. Like just now we're seeing where me and Grem are like we've saw like significant progression, I would say, definitely with like
sure.
Renton and Eureka. But the crew is just so
the
awesome.
crew
dude.
is so funny.
The crew, yeah, they're just so fun, bro.
I guess to kind of go into it just a little bit, Renton didn't know his parents very well. You know, his parents died when he was young, and there's been a lot of talk about his parents, but he doesn't really know his parents. And all he knows is his big sister, who also went and disappeared when he was super young. So he's on this ship with people who knew his family.
Oh, classic
And
anime
he doesn't
trope.
know, but he doesn't know that they knew his family, except for his dad, because his dad is like the great hero of the world. Everyone knows him, but other than that, like he doesn't realize that these people had like these deep connections to these characters. and his girlfriend, or the girl he has hard eyes for, Ereka, is like, oh yeah, Adrock, yeah, he took care of me. He's basically my dad. and and you just see Renton go, really? Tell me. She's like, I thought you didn't care. He's like he got hurt by that. He's like, dude, that's my dad. Nobody ever says anything about him except for that he's this big hero. I've never heard any personal stories about him. I would love to hear them. Like you wouldn't, like, how do you not understand that? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, of course I want to know about my dad, right? And she feels super hurt, and she's like, damn, well, I guess I messed up. And so she asks for advice from some of these people, and she's like, what is family, and like, what is a father? Yeah, and then and they're kind of explaining it, and then she's like, maybe Renton wants to be a father. and it just spirals into this really absurd sequence where you got the girls that are like, what did Renton do to you? We're gonna kill him. And you got the guys that are like, I get it, bro. Here you go, get some nudie mags. Like, we're here for you, bro. You gotta learn how to do this shit.
It was literally just one big misunderstanding.
Big
But they spent a whole episode. They spent a whole episode with the like both perspectives of it.
With both perspectives, giving a sex ed, and like, he's like, I'm so confused. How did this happen?
Yeah,
it was a entertaining episode. That's the most recent episode we watched. But yeah, so I've been binging that. Eureka 7, like I said. The 300 slimes, the 300 years killing slimes. It is
very wholesome.
It's very wholesome. That's all it is. Like,
it is.
It's never gonna be this amazing product that you're looking at and you're like, wow, that was a really good episode. It's always gonna be
it's just Binge Chillen.
That was a good palate cleanser. It's a Binge Chillen.
It's a good palate cleanser, yes, because I saw a tweet that some people thought the slime show of the 300 killing slime thought that this show was gonna be like Bufree, and I'm like, no, just like it can't be, because Bufree has its own aspect of being different. The 300 slime is literally her just wanting to live a peaceful life, and then a dragon came and a demon came, two fairies came out of nowhere having kids, and then it just went to a whole domino effect. She has no control over that.
Yeah, she's got 2 kids. She's got 2 sisters. She's got the drunk aunt.
Yeah.
And then she's got this weird sub demon king that wants her to be her dommy mommy. And then you've got her one big sister figure who's like, I'm so sorry this has all happened to you, bro. And she's just there. And then, I mean, hell, the first episode of this season was funny because, the goddess is back, but we'll talk about that later. But no, it's really just a Binge Chillen type thing. If we're gonna talk about everything I'm binging, I will say I have recently started getting into reading the novels for the beginning after the end. I know it's not anime and whatnot, but because of the anime coming out, I started rereading some of the novels, and now I'm reading back. I'm at like chapter 400 something. I'm like chapter 472, I think. And I'm starting to read it again. It's getting pretty tense right now. But yeah, that's what I got. What do you got, Memory?
The only thing I think is Eureka 7. So, and we pretty much kind of, I will, I guess, add to it. We I feel like Holland obviously turned a new leaf.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, like a lot of characters really, like even Tahoe, which Tahoe's been like one of the goats, like if not the goat of the series, like honestly. But like, she cut her hair, like the whole classic anime trope, right? Like signaling that they're changing or whatever. Like even Eureka as well. Like a lot of the characters have been changing. Holland, obviously the biggest one, I feel like, because he knew deep down that he was like in the wrong, right? That he was an asshole, but he didn't want to admit it, right? Like he does have a bit of an ego, and a lot of it did make more sense, kind of what was on his plate. They made that definitely more clear, like with his past and with the
And
goal.
who his brother is, you know?
Yeah, that too. But then also with the, what was his name? Norb. With Norb's
Yeah,
introduction,
Norb.
like, yeah, they kind of showed that, like, okay, for us to get what we want or the answers, human and a Corallian like have to be able to kind of connect. So that was
Which
why
is-
Holland was so adamant about Eureka being like his partner and all that, to
Yeah.
see like where that would go. So he was really holding on to that. And then when Renton came in and he realized what it was, that like, oh, he wasn't the one anymore, his
Yeah.
ego, his pride, like kind of, he's like, oh, like it was shot.
Yeah, because
So-
like he was given this like by this guy that said, dude, you got to do it, you have to find it, and he's like, then I'll just be it, you know. And it turns out that Eureka finds some random teenage boy, 14 years old, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. 14 years old. She just finds this random boy, and he made so much more headway in so little time. They just connected on a level that he could never hope to connect with her. And yeah, he's a little bit hurt by it, you know?
Yeah. But there's a lot of other things that are more like, I think he's realized that are like more important, like, or more valuable to him, right? Is obviously like someone like Talho, but then just like
Speaking of Talho,
and just everyone being like, oh yeah, you were talking about the baby.
yeah,
Yeah. That was a big reveal too. Probably saw that coming, I'm sure. Like, I think you even said it, like,
I didn't.
oh, you didn't see it coming.
I didn't. I figured, you know, by the end of the series, sure. But like when it happened, it was like, damn, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just Holland has a lot to, he has a lot, he said it, he wants to protect, like his goal now is to protect Renton and Eureka because they're like the hope for the future, right? To protect the world, save the world essentially. So like he's going to do whatever he can to protect them now. That's literally what he's sworn to do. So yeah, I like seeing his growth, just growth with a lot of the characters. It's just a really, I've talked about it before, it's one of my favorite series of all time, but it's just so well crafted, I feel like, all around from like various aspects. So anytime I can rewatch it is just, it's a treat. So yeah, we're getting into the final stretch. So I'm curious how Grem's gonna feel about like the end and all that. So yeah, that's all I got. Literally just Eureka 7. So I wish I had more that I was binging, but
Look, you're not the only one I don't got much, because myself, look, I don't have much, because I do have Record of Grand Crest War, but I have a con about that. My con is I have to rewatch episode 1 and 2, because episode 1 I was awake, cognitive. Episode 2 I was watching it with Neko late night, like 2-3 in the morning, and I remember watching it, but I was not cognitive watching it. If any anime watcher knows what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. Like when you've been chilling, watching something, after it keeps telling you one more episode, and then you're already like at your last lane. You're like, yo, I want to build something, and then you know what? Let's do something right now. And guess what? I just feel like I need to rewatch it. I knew what happened, trying to understand and redo it like shit. But one thing I want to not throw Neko under the bus this time, because she made time for me. We did from episode 9 to 12. We did 3 episodes at least. 9.
Oh my God.
We did 3 15-minute episodes. So that's a 45-minute time. But we did it 2 episodes by itself and then 1 episode by itself. But still, I counted. Daily Life of the Mortar King. And man,
Look at this.
3 more episodes to go. We finally done season 1. We started in the January, I believe, and we're now in April. We're about to be done, guys. Whew, 15 episodes in 4 months. We got this.
Yes, sir. And then spring is making it even more fun.
I thought this was a binge show. Like, we're
Me
supposed to be
too.
binging.
Me too. I thought this was a binge show. 15 minutes, but Neko is a busy woman. She has a lot of
I
meetings.
think we're both busy. We're both busy. We both have meetings.
From
we
what
have,
I know, Neko's a busy woman. She has meetings. She has a lot of things going on in her life that cannot make 15-minute episodes time. Even if you exclude the outro and intro song, you have about 12 minutes per episode. But hey,
which we will we will never
She's
skip
gonna
the
watch that
intro and
Minecraft
outro.
movie like 4 times, right?
That's crazy. Oh, actually, I did watch that. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I know. You're about to watch it 3 more times. Same as you
I
did
will.
Sonic, bro.
Sonic,
I do want to go. I do want to go see that Minecraft movie. I don't really have high expectations, but
I mean, it's Jack Black. It's gonna be interesting.
it's Jack Black.
yeah, it's gonna be
Jack
entertainment.
Black,
At the end of the day, like I was gonna bring this up in the Anime Lily podcast because that's gonna be out later. So, and I know that we have plans to talk about the cultural awards, but we'll also be talking about in the Anime Lily podcast. A lot of things happen, but on my end, it's like that's all I have watched. The Records of Grand Crest, 2 episodes. The Daily Life, the Mortal King. We did 3. I haven't continued the One Piece. I haven't continued the Overlord, but I will have that more down the line. But before we transition, I also want to tell the audience that the Binge Chillen has a new segment. That in the future, we will be adding a little team homework that if we want to do a binge show, maybe the Rise of She-Hero, Rent a
I'm putting
Girlfriend.
it right here. We are not watching the Rising of the Shield Hero.
In case we want to talk about as a group, as a team dynamic.
If I get outvoted, I will watch it, but I will scream and yell and kick my feet the entire time.
Professionally, of course, understandable that you'll be doing this in your head. In your head, of course, not like actually, vocally, of course, professionally, of
Oh,
course.
no,
course not.
Yes,
Not
of course.
vocally,
yeah,
of course.
vocally, of course, definitely not. So, to the audience, if you ever want to recommend us a show to review weekly or on a 4-episode basis, let us know because we have a little team Binge Chillen segment in the future. But since this is week 1 of the Off Da Binge show, our spring season, we're gonna transition into our anime spotlight, and it's a bit different, audience, because if you guys should be aware, we also might be changing up our weekly coverage from Sunday to Saturday. We might be transitioning for this spring season to Monday to Sunday coverage. So we will be recording now Sunday. The episode will still be coming out Mondays at 10 a.m. EST. There's no issues on the audio and the YouTube side. That's still no problem. But we'll be transitioning into a different time zone. To a different
I'm slut.
time slot. Thank you, of coverage of the weekly show. So with that being out of the way, we're here for the anime spotlight. So we're changing a bit things up. We don't have mandatory shows that we're gonna talk about, but we're gonna shout out the segments. So the first thing is there any drama shows that anybody want to shout out to that they saw this season that is recommended? Because I know My Happy Marriage was supposed to have episode 12 this week legally on Netflix, but I didn't get to watch it with wifey because it was out in the high seas where Mr. Memory and Grem were watching. And I just kept hearing, I'm not gonna say names, but I just kept hearing somebody bitching about something. So I'm not like, okay, so it seems like this episode might be good or might be bad towards their perspective.
The only thing I'll say about the My Happy Marriage thing, because I don't want to spoil for Vash, the stuff I've been saying about Arata, what needed to happen, it didn't happen.
Okay, I see.
Trash.
It is trash. I agree.
Trash
Yeah.
outcome, bro.
It sucks that I can't put
Trash.
any info for My Happy Marriage. I did not see anything involving My Happy Marriage. So I'm spoiler free. Neko, have you seen the episode yet?
I have, and I guess I'll just for the people who love Happy Marriage, I'll just say, hey, good guys, good finale, guys, good finale.
Wait, it's the finale yet? Because this is
It's
12.
not finale.
Yeah,
Is it the
13.
finale? It felt like a finale. Golly, never mind.
Damn, it felt like a finale. Oh, ooh, damn.
It was-
I
look,
wanted it to be the finale.
Damn. Oh shit. Damn. Okay. Wow. The next one is Apotheka Diaries, episode 13, right? Episode 13.
Woo!
Yeah,
We got the beach episode. The OP sucks. I'm sorry. I love Miss Green Apple. I love one of their songs. This was not the song that I like.
Damn, that's
Sorry.
crazy. I have not seen. Hey, but I did my homework. I did catch up to Up the Diaries up to I binge watched from episode 8 to 11. I saw the ending of the frog, chat. I saw the fucking ending of the frog. So she was
Oh, you saw
touching the
beginning of
sausage.
the frog.
Yes, I said the beginning of the frog. She
begin-
touched the
oh.
sausage.
You didn't see the frog episode. The frog episode is the
It's episode 12,
You-
yeah. But I haven't seen
Yeah.
episode 12 or 13, so when I come back for a week 2, I will be all ready. I'll be caught up to my other shows. But hey, Up the Diaries was good. Let's catch up. Hey, hold up. Since we're here, my phone's acting up, so I didn't get to send pictures that I was asking to confirm. So on my episode 9-10 that I was on,
Right.
is that woman the mom of Jinshi?
Which woman?
The Empress. The Empress that we saw that was questioning
Empress?
the room that got painted. She was looking at Jinshi and everything. Is she the mom of
mean-
Jinshi?
That is what we are told.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to understand. Correct. I know for you, Grem, it's hard to answer since you know more. So let me ask that question more
Well, I
to
mean,
Nate
no.
and Neko, since they're more
Well, I
like
mean-
anime only. If
I mean,
if
we
it's
just
hard for you.
been told. We've always been
But
told
that's
that
what
was
we've been told, right? Yeah,
Huh.
he
That's
he
the-
is
yeah.
officially the Emperor's brother, but Mao Mao earlier in season 1, if you don't remember, Mao Mao
just gotta
came
keep
up
watching.
with a came up,
'Cause it
came up
answers
with
your
a
question.
theory
Yeah.
that maybe what if he was switched at birth?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so who knows?
Your
think with
question
how
will probably
the-
get answered better when you keep watching, basically.
It won't be
Yeah.
this season.
With how the previous episode left off, I think that they're maybe like starting to trend into that direction. Or I guess learning more of actually who he is, or
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
that's going on.
basically.
Okay.
So, but good theory though.
Yeah, because I did also when I was hanging out, quick side thing, because I would be adding more to my animated podcast. But I was hanging out with Roger, and me and him was hanging out. He asked me to, because he asked me, what I've been up to. I told him I have a new show called Off Da Binge. We review, weekly shows of the season anime. Then he told me to recommend 3 out of the 25 animes I watch. He watches Solo Leveling. Audience it says I didn't have to recommend him, so I recommend him the 3. I know Memory was very proud. I know Grem and Neko was proud of the other one, but the 3 that I recommend him was Uppercut Diaries season the show. 2 was Medalist, and 3 was Orb, the Movement of the Earth.
Medalist.
That's some good ass picks right there.
That was some good ass.
Yeah.
I was
Orb is
look,
kind of mid, but the rest.
look.
Oh.
I was not being biased. I was being serious. I was like, alright, cool. If he wants 3 solid ones out of 25, I look on my list and I'm like, okay. And then I look on our Off The Binge agreement that we saw and did, and I'm like, okay. And then I was like, let me not be biased. Let me give him a good recommendation since I know his taste, and I know he likes lore, he likes backstory, and I know he likes beautiful animation, art, and everything. So that's why I knew Medalist. I know he likes Attack on Titan stuff. So I know he likes things about ideology, psychology. So Or was a good one. So those are 3 recommendations of why I gave him that type of roundabout.
Yeah, don't be
Oh, yeah.
lying. Just be honest. And you got him some good stuff.
Yeah.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 is a good shot. Yeah.
Medalist, pipe.
Yeah. Those 2 out of 3 was a good choices. Agree on that. But hey, anybody else have any drama series that they want to bring up as well that came from the season?
I'm confused whether to say your forma. Like, that's more mystery. Like, is that drama?
I'd
Like,
say that's drama.
I think
That's-
that's That's
Yeah.
drama. I feel like they're like,
Yeah.
yes, it's
Right?
mystery, but I feel like we're trying to make more soft genres than we should. Like, that's under
Yeah.
drama. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
perfect. Like, it's interesting. I like your format for the aspect because you bring a good point. That show, that episode was interesting. How to work with humans and also robots. It reminds me of the ideology of iRobot with Will Smith. There's a few of them was Terminator, and like, can you trust the people that work for you? Like, if anybody that have seen them with iRobot from years ago, 2001, I believe. Damn, that's crazy. That's literally 24 years ago. Whew, that's just insane. When Will Smith literally had the belief that a robot will always turn evil, is their cognitive by law that they cannot hurt humans. But in the show, the person that created them, I believe, said that is to believe that is the law of effect by nature, that for them to hurt, not to hurt humans, but it could change, it could develop, and that's where like fuck, that's Skynet. Like that's literally them learning and evolving on their own and become their own mind.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about your Forma the most probably was like the way they showcase like that for the brain dive, like for the first time,
Yeah.
like that was just like, I don't know, the feeling I got when watching that, I was like, okay, this is just that's just so cool. Also, something very interesting I should bring up or note with this anime is that they actually started episode 1 with volume 2 of the light novel.
Yeah.
So they're starting from volume 2 of the light novel, and I don't know if they're gonna backtrack and cover volume 1 content, or they're just gonna completely skip it.
Hey, look, we have seen other animes that have done this, aka Uberblatt, and that failed. So if your Forma could do it, I believe in it. From volume 2 first chapter, I'm okay.
I think that because I did see like there were a lot of people saying they were like kind of confused, or like it felt like the episode was a lot of like kind of all over the place in a way, and I could like that might be part of the reason why. But I mean, they did drop a lot of like terms, like terminology on us in the first episode. Yeah, so that's going to be like something to definitely get used to as like the series goes along. But yeah, that was something I saw the other day that like I think it was the producer or something like that said that it was either the producer or the director that they started the series from volume 2 of the light novel instead of obviously volume 1, like the beginning.
It's brave.
That's brave.
That's brave there. But it's cool though. I love how they directed it in that form, right? Because it's like that, and because volume 1, of course, is the introductory, like the girl that we saw in the beginning. Like you don't know truly, like from what we know, right? We're like, oh, what bad things was she saying about our girl and stuff like that? You wouldn't have known that because they skipped over it in volume 1. So I think they're probably sprinkle it. I don't know. If they don't sprinkle it, I don't know. That's fine
curious.
too, I guess. I bet they are going to sprinkle it, right? Because you do need that context for a lot of things, right? We already get into their like buddy, like their like how the duo already interact with each other. He's like, oh, you don't hate my our types no more. And she's like, well, you know, you wouldn't have thought that from just how they interacted. So it's like a lot of little things here and there that is really interesting. That it's kind of like even adds to the mystery of like what's going on in this world. I liked it a lot, and then of course the duo are so adorable to me, and I was excited because
the VAs are married.
They're married, right? It makes it even more cooler because it's like I've always heard this series when 86 was airing, so I was really excited to see this adapted, and now that like to see that it's going to get justice and it's actually going to be good, I'm like, oh yeah, we in for a ride. I'm so excited.
Look, I'm here for it. The concept that we spoke about of how Nate said about the full dive, I feel like if they could, if the director wants to find a way to kind of show flashback from volume 1, that's a perfect way to do it. You know, go full dive into to themselves or into somebody else that might connect to their past. It could work with the montage scene of the flashback of who they were story wise. So I feel like that's an easy kind of cop out in a way.
Yeah, it's very like. It reminds me a lot of like Ghost in the Shell for sure. Like even especially that brain dive scene, like that reminded me a lot of like Ghost in the Shell. But
yes,
Psychopaths. I get what people
Psychopaths vibes. Like so far, I'm enjoying it. Like I didn't even know. Like I didn't know about that part. Like with them starting from volume 2 until like after watching the episode. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, because from how it was kind of displayed, it's like, oh, the characters have already kind of like hit it off and all that. So yeah, like we'll see. It's very ballsy, that's for sure, to kind of do that. And I think the director, the producer's reasoning was that like the beginning part is like pretty slow.
Yeah.
So like I guess volume 2 just kind of like gets right into like the meat essentially. So I that was something I had read a couple of days ago. So I did enjoy the premiere. Enjoy the premiere quite a bit.
It was one of the top this season. God, how you feel?
It reminded me of, I don't know if any of y'all have played it, but it kind of reminded me of AI the Somnium Files.
I don't think that. I think I had a friend who loved that series, so yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay. I see your vision. Yes. Yes.
And yeah, it's interesting for sure. But like I said, y'all were throwing down around like Ghost in the Shell. I haven't seen Ghost in the Shell, so I wouldn't know. But for me, it gave me huge vibes of, like I said, AI the Somnium Files. That's what I gotta say. So if any of
That's a
y'all
perfect fit. Yeah.
have played that visual novel, that's what it kind of reminded me of. So it was an intriguing episode 1. I'm gonna be in the minority when I say it's not very high in my top 10. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was all right, but there were, oh man,
For me,
there's this one series that held me.
I give it a 7.8. Like for
okay.
me, like out of this episode 1, I give it a 7.8. It was solid. And I want to correct for myself. For this series, it's called The Law of Respect. The idea of robots not to kill, but a model of RF did kill somebody and has killed 5 people so far in episode 1. 5 murders already, 5 humans. So it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and you know, the something that connected to his brothers, right? His like
Yeah.
same model types.
Same
with,
model,
like,
same
that was
clone,
cool.
just changed. I believe their name is Harold, Colin, and I
That's
believe
the main guy. Yeah.
I don't remember the other one. I didn't write
Marvin.
different.
Marvin.
Marvin, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
That,
like
uh,
it sounds like some very basic names.
Yeah, which I thought it was Marvin, but like you said, he has a mole under, like his like chin or cheek or something like that. So it's like, who did it then? Like, I don't know. That whole mystery got me hooked right now because I was really thinking the whole time, oh, it gotta be Marvin. Clearly, we don't know where he is. You know, he could be out here just slashing people. So yeah, just a lot of mystery. I love it. I'm just hooked, honestly. So.
Last thing I want to mention, the ED rocks.
Ooh,
Oh,
opening
yeah.
ED for me.
I like both. I like the whole combo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, both
Yeah.
were good, but if
Yeah.
you had to choose the ED rocks, me I just wrote the OP is nice. It reminds me of AI of the iRobot from Will Smith. Like that's what the opening reminded me a lot more. But the ED, the song was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
But we've already been hit with a lot of good OPs.
Oh yes, it
and
was.
EDs. Like,
Bruh.
it's actually insane.
Oh god, dude, I got my playlist be going crazy this season. Apparently, golly.
But what else? But what else we got here for drama? If we don't got nothing else for drama, if anything, we can move on to the fantasy world.
Wait. I'm sorry. One thing maybe. I think we've kind of all seen it. Would Anne Shirley be in that or no?
I think
Feel like-
Anne Shirley.
Isn't it more
Oh,
rom com?
I don't know if
No.
no, what?
No, it's
No,
more
no.
slice of life. It's more like slice
Slice
of
of-
life.
Slice of
okay.
life, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But we can talk about it. You know, you
Yeah,
brought
it's
it up.
fine.
Let's talk about it.
I haven't seen
yeah.
it, so that's more
Go
you
off,
guys.
Grem, thank God.
Go on. It's a really fun episode. Honestly, I really liked it. I don't have much to say. Honestly, it was a great episode. I loved it. Anne is such a cute thing, and she's super into like imagining things, and she's so cheery. But there's this darkness about it because she is an orphan, and her parents did die young, and you could
Then the
see how
people she was with-
terrified.
I think the people she was with after that died too, or went away, or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
one of the guy died, and then they ended up just not being able to take care of her, and she's been passed around, it seems like, because she talked about like 3 or 4 different places, or 2 or 3 different places she was talking about. She also talked about like a drunk husband that one of them had. It was super sad. There's this underlying darkness that is there, that if you look at the right things, it's like, ooh. And then like the girl or the old lady who was thinking about adopting her, and she was terrified of her.
Yeah.
And
Really?
we don't
What?
know why that is. So there's definitely some underlying darkness there, and it right now she's adorable. She's super peppy and energetic and really fun to watch. But like I said, that darkness is there, and I'm intrigued if that's gonna come up or if that's just always gonna be there, because she's a wounded soul, right? But still, I mean, it was a really good first episode. She's so excited about things. It's like
She's so positive,
like Matthew said. Matthew, by the way, is my fucking goat. Matthew's like,
Yeah, he's so awesome.
we're gonna be good for her. We like her. Like she's great, like I don't think you understand how good we are gonna be for her. And
That's good. That's healthy.
and his wife is like, yeah, but we wanted a son, and he's like, yeah, but we could do so much good for this little girl. And it's like, you could, yes, please.
Yes.
yeah.
The way she came around too was so cute.
She
She's
did
like,
come
well,
around.
you know, I mean, I didn't. It's not like I said I wanted to give her away or anything.
No.
I didn't say no. I just said the pretend if it was like a, you know, maybe it was. I just put it on the table. I didn't say, you know, get over here. We're leaving. And they're so cute. I did love that dynamic. As a fan of the original, and I just grew up with and Shirley and just the whole story. This is a novel that from the author that is like kind of like inspired by true events, even though the whole thing is fictional, right? It still is taking things from the author that happened to her and stuff like that, but it's still like Anne is still like her own character. So there, like you said, there is a lot of like kind of like darkness in her character, but she's just a positive soul. Like you said, she likes to imagine things because everything that like bad happened to her, she just imagines the opposite, and then makes her kind of appreciate her life. And then, you know, there's some things that might come up that, you know, is gonna show us like a lot of her like true spirit, basically. But also, I didn't remember her being the savage. The way she just was clapping back with the granny, she was funny. She's just very dramatic. I loved it. I was like, oh my god. I actually forgot she's like this. Like, even though she's very positive, she can clap back and fight. Like, okay, all right, Anne, I see you. But yeah, I love this story, so I'm excited to see it remade, and it looks beautiful. It looks fantastic. The staff is putting all their love into it, so I'm just excited for the ride.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first episode as well. I saw some people like in threads, like Reddit and even on AniList, I think like down in the threads, people are saying like, oh, this doesn't capture or have the same charm as like the original. Like, Hayao Miyazaki worked on like the original like one that came out. And I think like other like Ghibli people that worked at Studio Ghibli. So people are gonna hold that like in high regard, like in the highest regard. But I can't speak on that. But from what we got here, I thought it was really nice. It's kind of a shame that it looks this good, and then you look and see it was the same studio that did Tower of God season 2. It's
insane. Like, the passion was somewhere else.
Bam.
Yeah, but just her energy, I love it. Just a bundle of joy, just infectious. And it seems like even I remember reading from like the synopsis, like it seems like it's gonna go through like most of her life or something like that. So, and we know life is a lot of highs and lows. So I'm sure, like we mentioned, those kind of darker things. I feel like, you know, there's going to be a good mix of everything. But she is in it seems like a good situation right now with the family that she's with now. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It looks awesome, like the backgrounds, and then just like I really like the character designs too. It was just a really nice watch, and I think it's gonna be 2 cores as well. So we got a good bit. Yeah, so we should have a nice fleshed out story, I would say. So yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed.
She doesn't like her hair color, which is insane. It's so beautiful. I don't know why she's trying to turn it black. Like, wow, your red hair is so beautiful. Why? But I guess in this period they didn't like gingers. This is what it's coming to be. Just because gingers don't have souls.
Wait, was Shirayuki the same way from Snow White, or did she just kind of embrace her red hair? I don't even remember already.
Oh, I think she embraced it, right?
Or she got shit. She got shit for her red hair too. But I think she kind of embraced it. So yeah.
See, what is the stereotype? Yeah.
Yeah. But Gremmon also said the pigtails gotta go. I kind of agree.
Dang.
Oh damn.
No pigtails. It's so cute, but I think with the hair down it's cute.
I feel it. Okay. I feel you.
Okay.
I feel you.
So is there no more drama then? Because if not, I got a few things to talk about fantasy because I want to, you know, get into the world of imagination.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. So the one thing I would like to bring up, quick thing. I know we don't have to fully dive into it. I'm glad. I'm super glad. Glad after this week I don't have to watch the daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another war no more because we finally wrapped that shit up. 13 episodes gone. I already have in my notes. We have 5 bullet points, and I got you like this, chat. I'm gonna tell you real quick. Dragon versus a construction machine. Who wins? Machine won, and it's called Amatsu. The queen is ruthless as fuck. She came swinging. Where's my present too? So Anome is the daughter of a famous witch, and the witch under the royal guard knew and respected the laws. And see you again. Say, I see you in a couple of years when you get stronger, and I'll fight you again, little girl. Like that's it,
Oh
no
my
more.
God.
And then after my last bullet point was after becoming noble, he thinks he'll have an easy life. Yeah, okay. Good luck with that.
Yeah, they kind of left the door open for like a potential sequel too at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, which I'm like, oh please.
Look, this man,
It was bad, but it's still enjoyable.
Oh, yeah,
It's so it was such a
it
weird
was
dynamic.
enjoyable. It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like as an overall series, I'll still give it a 7.1 as what I have here, and I'm okay with that. It's an enjoyable series. You don't need to review weekly. Watch with your friends and intoxicate it however you like, and then just have a good time. That's what it was. So just in my fantasy drama, I mean, in my fantasy segment, that's what I want to bring up. Any last thoughts about the online shopper, Graham?
I don't got nothing for that, but
Okay.
if we're talking about Isekai, there is one I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, the one I want to bring up about fantasy is the one that you guys are not watching. Since I know I'm gonna mention this one. I know you want to talk about your search. Just give me a moment. It's called The Unaware Atelier Meister. This is dropping every Sunday, so this is a Sunday series. Episode 2 dropped today, and man, I was holding myself back from watching it. I was like, we're talking about from Saturday to Sunday. I mean, from Sunday to Saturday, I cannot watch episode 2 because I'm gonna get myself confused. And honestly, chat, I'm gonna tell you, this is my number 1 so far out of the shows I watched. Out of the 12 shows I watched, this is my number 1.
Ooh.
It was really good. It was really good. It was better than expected. I said. In the first bullet point, I wrote, shout out to Watkins because the title of this episode is hilarious. The title is much longer than the name of the series. Title is called The Guy in Charge of Chores with a Low Self-Esteem Turned Out to Actually Possess Incredible Skills. That's the longest time I read that shit. It's just fucking funny as well. Usually, the show was really interesting. The magic, the animation, the character, it got to the point. They didn't make the MC stupid. He just made him gullible, where it doesn't look like he knows what he's doing and not really, or other people try to mistreat him. Nah, he's just a gullible dude. You know, have no combat skills, but when it comes to other skill sets, he's a S-class warrior. It's very fun, very enjoyable. I believe an analyst has actually like a 80% range. So to me, like that's actually good. I'm happy. I'm enjoying the series more than I thought I would. I do recommend it to maybe Nate and Gremmon. I'm not sure if Neko, you have more time to add more animes up to your belt, but it's an enjoyable show.
I might have to peep it. I honestly was debating it especially when I see when I see episodes drop, especially like when it was like the start of the season, right? Like the very start, and there's not much like coming out yet. Like when something drops, I'm just like that itch to like just try it. Like, but I didn't.
I did.
I may have to go back and peep it.
Look,
try it
I
out.
did. I was happy. I am a happy camper with that.
Nice.
Okay.
Now let's go to
You
the
know
one
what,
that I know. Go for it, Graham. I know you want to jump into. Let's talk about the end after the beginning.
Look, the beginning after the end. Everyone that has seen episode 1 has seen episode 1. Yes, the author has talked extensively about how he was inspired by Mushoku Tensei. I will say that
He chose the staff, so hey.
They pulled the power whip in Pokemon. They pulled the power.
This is like the first little bit is a blatant ripoff. But don't worry. It starts to differentiate itself really soon. And I will say that I think there is a certain point in the series where the author really hits his stride, but it's not coming anytime soon. So season 1, it's going to be 24 episodes. I implore you all to stick to it. Because this is, like I said, it is probably out of everything I'm reading, and I'm reading ReZero. Like let's keep this 100. I'm reading ReZero. I'm reading 86. I'm reading plenty of things. I'm reading Apothecary Diaries. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I've read Mushoku Tensei. I think that the beginning after the end is my favorite thing I'm reading.
Wow.
So I'm gonna throw that out there.
Some big words there.
I really like Arthur. I think the one thing that a lot of series with a very strong protagonist, what they fail at, like Solo Leveling, is that their protagonists are kind of bland and boring.
That's crazy.
Arthur is a very compelling character. Give him a shot. Even if the anime is bad and horrendous, as long as they keep the narrative correct, it will be a good watch because the narrative is that good.
Yeah,
But episode 1 was kind of ass. Go ahead.
Yeah, episode 1 for me was just kind of like I've saw this before, right?
Yeah,
literally,
like bro.
Literally, it literally was like I thought people were like joking or kind of like, I mean, but they were pretty like you guys were serious when it came to that.
Oh well,
like you weren't kidding.
It was literally, I think I saw a tweet or like a text or something online on
Like
social
a
media.
Comparison of the two.
Yeah.
Side by
You did a
side,
comparison
I
of the shot by shot. Him learning. I believe Rudy. He made the water explosion in the room,
Right.
and then our boy from Tibet, he made like a fire explosion and everything. I'm agree with Nate as well. Not saying that I had high expectation, because I slightly did, because the man got Grem said that he was like, yo, this is like the best series. Not sure if anime wise it will be, but this was great. And I'm like, hey, we might get something Solo Leveling greatness, or we might get something, got a high school failure. So we have either option. I'd rather get Tower of God season 1 success, not the greatness, but the success that it at least did. And I'm agree with Nate. It was there. Not saying it was a bad episode. Not saying it was a great episode.
Yeah.
I believe the opening was nice. I believe I wrote my notes.
I think I was kind of in the middle on the OP,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh yeah, right here in my notes.
The ending theme was nice.
Yes.
The ending theme was nice.
Exactly what Nate just said. I have ending greater over the opening. Like I enjoyed the ending a lot more, so that was something. It did confuse me a bit in the beginning. I know, because when I was watching with the guys, I also was a bit confused by my notes. That's why I wrote it. The King Great thing with Baby Arthur was a bit confusing me of what was going on from the past. Because it looks like in the beginning we had like fucking nuclear type of weapons going on there. It looked like some fucking missiles. So like pretty cool concept. Just a lot of visual comprehension of trying to understand what's happening visually without understanding with the words. I'm sure we're gonna get more, fill in the gap much later on.
Yeah.
But it was more like, okay, you're telling us a lot in the visual aspect without letting us know information. I guess we have to, read between the lines, which I'm not mad at. But like usually most animes do this much later, not in the first episode. So like they do this later in the storytelling, not in the first episode of a first series. In the first 5 minutes, you gotta read between the lines in the first 5 minutes. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, basically, in the manhwa, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, in the manhwa they have not showed you that beginning part. Like that Gray, because Arthur died in his previous world.
Yeah,
and his name in the previous world was Gray. He was the king of this country. He died, and he was reborn. He got reincarnated, right? And now he's here. We knew that he was reincarnated because he told us in the manhwa, but we never saw his old world. In fact, recently in the manhwa, they actually started going to his past, because when I read the web novel, I actually jumped in off of where the webcomic ended, and I started reading from there, and literally the next arc was talking about his past and about the world that his past was in and what everything was, and it kind of went through his backstory. So as a novel reader like myself, that was really interesting to see them put it at the very beginning. because it does give you a little bit of insight into what kind of person Gray was. He lived in a world that dominated by strength, and he was the pinnacle of strength. He was the king of this country, and this country was the strongest country in the world. And he took it by force. He was an orphan that had nobody who ever loved him, cared about him, and he ended up taking the throne. He always had to watch his back, and now he's a baby in a new world. So,
how about you, Neko?
Here's my thing. Like, I was just gonna say, like, I think for me, I can just tell the production is not gonna be anything crazy. I think that's pretty like apparent.
I'm about to say, like,
right.
I just hope that if it does stay consistent like this, sure. I'm just hoping by episode 3, like, the animation be like just a whole switch. It'll be like, now let's play serious. I'm like, cool. They're lying to us. You know, damn, they had to blue balls or they was playing around. Hopefully.
To me, it just seems like overall it'll probably end up being like a pretty, especially like the first episode, because the first episode is usually like a high priority like episode, right? And I feel like even the first episode just kind of was like
so bad,
average, production wise.
So bad.
And my thing is though, like, if they're adapting the content properly and the story and the characters are hitting, like, I can overlook that. Like, the thing with like Tower of God was like, especially with season 2, like, it looked terrible, but also they were fucking up the source material too, I believe. So, like, if it's a case where they're still like staying faithful to the original source, and even if the production's just kind of average, like, I could overlook it, because that's, for me, that is what I like. I feel like a good production is just kind of like a bonus, right? Or like the cherry on top. Like, really what I care about is the story, or is the story and the characters, being able to get into both of those. So yeah, well, I guess we'll see how it plays out.
I mean, we're fans.
You're gonna go to Neko.
Yeah, for me, I just love the designs for later on. So I'm just here for that. I'm just here for that kind of content. I'm a big fan of the comic, so it's, for me, I have copium. I'm fine. Like, it wasn't great, but I love the designs a lot that they have in the anime. So, hey, maybe he did a good job choosing the staff. They killed it with the designs, like a certain other anime that didn't. Kijin,
as long as Tess is cute, right?
That's all that matters to me.
True.
And our baby, our baby Drago.
Our baby Dragon.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, for me, that's it. All I gotta say, I'm just here for the ride. I love the source material, so I
have no attachment for it. I'm here for the ride. I knew about Tower of God. I knew about Solo Leveling. I knew about Good High School. I still want to read Good High School because the lore makes me interested in. I love the ideology and the power system of them. The goal of Solo Leveling, Arise. But when it comes to T-Bag, I don't know shit about it. I have no attachment. I'm here for the ride, and I'm here to hear my good friend Mega Grem bitch about it for the next 11 weeks. So it's gonna be very fun.
Hey man, it might be good. I have copium. All right.
It's gonna be an interesting dynamic because both of y'all are on copium, and I feel like we're just kind of like
just vibing.
So like, it is kind of interesting dynamic.
We're just here for the journey. But hey,
you guys will shit on it. We'll be like, guys, it's great. Yeah, it's great, guys. It's great.
You guys just don't know. You guys don't get it. It's fine.
Right.
But hey, we spoke about a series called The Beginning After the End. That's very similar to the Jobless Reincarnation or Mushoku Tensei. Let's talk about another series that is very similar. That has now Rudy, but has Paul, from old country. Pumpkin to Master Swordsman. Episode 1 dropped this Saturday. How did you guys think about it? Because I've seen it. I know you guys saw it together. I lurk on the Discord. I want to hit you guys first. What did you think?
It was alright. It was alright. I don't know. I didn't really have strong feelings, honestly, for the first episode. Like, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it though. I'm just kind of in the middle. Like, it seems like it's gonna be pretty generic, honestly.
To be honest, I didn't even look. I give it honestly a 7 score for this episode 1. It was average. Not saying it was bad or good. Amazon Prime also has dub already, so it seems like it is gonna be simulcast, dub and sub, so that's pretty cool. After a minute, 2 minutes, I was watching Watkins. He said to switch a dub, and I agree. The dub at first wasn't that great hitting, so I was like, not here for it. The sub was good. I think I wrote the opening song, not bad.
I like the OP actually.
Yeah, it's not
Revolution. Bad. Yeah.
I didn't hear too much often to be like, yeah, it was great. So I should remember a bit, even though I watched it a couple hours ago. But it was good.
Yeah, I feel like
I
guess it could get interesting in terms of the what was his name, Beryl. I think it could get interesting
Beryl.
in terms of his, because like the whole concept was like,
I'm just curious how old is he, because
he's like 40.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 40.
Because we kept seeing other students of his that one was 20 years ago. Student was her name was Lindra, I believe is how I pronounce it. And by
She's
the
like
way,
30.
yeah, I assume she was 20 or 30 at least, with the way that the way she was a kid and everything else has been 20 years, so at least she has to be at least 20 to 30. But the thing is, my question is, what type of abs regimen does this woman have? Because the way this anime got detail on the 4-6-pack abs, and the way there's girls like having those shorts, I'm like, girl, you almost have like an 8-pack showing right there. Like, damn, girls
Just
work
wait
out.
till next season of Mushoku Tensei. Because her design is fucking identical to Eris's design.
yeah,
Copy, heard you very deep in my ears, but understood.
Eris is like shredded. Literally. Yeah.
Haven't seen
the
I'm
thing I was
okay
gonna
with her stepping on me, honestly.
Oh,
The
and
thing I was gonna say though about Beryl
yeah, go ahead.
was like what was it, the dad or the grandfather, he was telling him like, oh, like go out and kind of experience more, you're just kind of here all the time, right? Like he's telling him to go, well, he was telling him to go have like grandbabies.
Bro, just say it like, hey son, go fuck a woman and make me grandkids.
Yeah, but also, no,
like
I think
grandbabies
he
now.
also though was trying to tell him to like kind of like, even though he's as old as he is or however old, right? Like to kind of spread his wings, right? To go out and have more experiences, right? With like other people and things like that.
They kind of made it very ambiguous of like the father and his other student that now is, you know, about to be a dad or just became a dad. They made it sound like Beryl is like some fucking grandmaster swordsman that is like a legendary person that we're about to find out that he's actually stronger than it is, because like he knows how to use the movesets and knows how to parry so smoothly. I don't know how you guys felt, but the CGI fight wasn't horrible. It was nice, fluid. That's all I got.
I mean,
it wasn't
I saw
horrible.
worse CG.
Yeah, like
I
exactly,
saw
like
worse.
yeah,
I saw worse, and I've saw better. So
Yeah.
it was just kind of like somewhere in between for me. It was kind of interesting though, because to not have any of that really, and then to kind of for the fight to have that was a little like, it was like, whoa, right? Like a little like, I don't know if I'd say jarring, but it was just, I guess, something I wasn't really like expecting. But I think that could be something interesting maybe to latch onto, is like, okay, if they're gonna go that route with his character, right? Like with him leaving like the dojo and all of that. And I know the dad or whatever was telling him about like bring him back some like grandbabies or whatever, but like even beyond that, like just different experiences and whatever potential growth, like that would be something that would interest me with this character. Are they gonna go that route with it? I don't know, but that would be something I feel like that would help me maybe get into the series more or get into his character. I know it's only one episode, but
Same. Like,
I wasn't like, yeah, I wasn't blown away,
Same.
but I didn't hate it.
Same.
Like it's still enough for me to want to watch and see kind of where it goes for now.
I'm in the same boat. I'm here for the journey. Am I gonna be here every week? Hey guys, we gotta talk about it, review it. No, like, hey, if it was good, it was good. It was actually something like totally unexpected. Like, yo, Paul in this episode. Sorry guys, not Paul. Beryl, he was so good in this episode. We gotta talk about that shit. Was pure amazing animation. And bro just banged 3 women. He already about to have 3 kids. Yo, what? Insane. I don't see myself coming on here.
Dude, if maybe they pull off something that A rank won't probably pull off.
Damn.
Oh look! By the way, talking about airing, I finally caught up. I just didn't see the most recent episode of the new season, episode 12, 13, 12.
I don't know, honestly. 12.
Yeah, I believe so. Hold on, if I just open this,
There's 2 cores, so yeah, 12, I think.
Yes, episode 12. Even though technically that was the end of core 1, so technically that was part of winter season. I didn't watch it, but I did finally catch up to episode 11, so I'm finally caught up to watch episode 12. But that's simple, easy. When it comes to any other Isekai fantasy, does anybody have any search for us to a little quick shout out that you guys want to say was actually a good premiere episode? I know you, Neko, have seen everything, so anyone that you want to shout out to?
I personally have fun with the 2 Perfect Saint. I think that's fantasy, right? I think that's fantasy. That
Which
should
one?
cover that. The 2 Perfect Saint. That for me, I personally,
Yeah, that's fantasy. It's fantasy.
Yeah, that's fantasy.
I had a good time. Personally, that was a fun premiere out of the fantasy ones. It was cute. It was cool. It was cool.
It was so
And,
bro.
Dude, no,
Are we gonna do this here?
We're gonna do this here.
no. It was great.
Look, none of the character motivation made sense in that show unless I'm fucking given some world altering data later. Maybe it's acceptable, but as of right now, I don't fucking understand the show. I don't get anyone's motivations in that show.
Look, girl was in a emotional roller. I'm sorry, I can't even say it.
Nah,
Oh,
stop,
God.
bro.
It's
Stop.
I'm sorry, Chad. I'm joking around. I'm
Come
joking.
on, boys.
I do want to say what. Look, I do want to say what
For
Neko.
people-
I do agree. 2 Perfect Saint wasn't perfect. Not pun intended. It was enjoyable.
That's
it was
good. I
a
like
solid
it.
7.2. I think I gave it. I believe.
Yeah. It was It was
Yeah, I gave it-
it was a good introduction, to
Yeah.
whatever they're trying to set up. It was good.
Yeah. Technically,
I heard
girl.
good things about the score, so I'm
girl,
excited.
girl technically got the best straw. She literally
Literally
say, "Hey, I'm going to a new kingdom. I'm gonna be treated to royalty. Let's see what happens next." We just gotta see the 3-episode rule or 5-episode rule is mine, and we was in the next 5 weeks when we come back for How to Fly. We will let you know if it actually did flop or not. That's it for me, Neko. We will tell you. Probably Grem and probably Crash or anybody else will tell you, nah, drop the shit. It's just ass already.
Oh my god, sorry, side note, but fire shirt, man. Oh my god. Memory. Look at that shirt right now. Oh. Hold up.
Okay.
You too, Vash. But yeah. Anyone who
There is actually one more I had that I wanted to mention.
What's
It
up?
was, Sword of the Demon Hunter.
Yes, the
You-
1
oh,
hour,
you're right, you're
the
right,
1 hour
you're right.
episode that you might be the only one that saw.
No, I saw.
I did watch it with Mooley. Mooley.
Mooley
And I think some other
Mooley
people
made
were in
time
the-
for. Mooley made time
Yeah,
for. He actually
finally.
instead of waiting 6 days to watch it, he actually made time. Nice, because the new episode comes out tomorrow, so that's so nice of him.
Yeah.
It was actually like, I feel like it is pretty ambitious to do that, right? To have that hour like premiere.
No,
And I feel like
remember the Rise of She-Hero did it a couple years ago for the first season. The greatness of it, the first 2 episodes in one. The greatness of it did.
Yeah.
But it was actually pretty good, honestly. Like I enjoyed it. It was kind of like a thing where you could tell it was building up to where like the little girl, like the Suzune, the little sister type character was gonna shit was gonna pop off, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you could
that was
tell it was building up with a lot of like the shots that they had of her. But yeah, I mean they did not hold back when it comes to like how brutal that the series can be with like the demons and what was his name? Jinta, I think was his name.
Yeah, Genta. And it changed to Genia after, the situation.
Yeah. So that one I actually really enjoyed. Like it's even from like a production. I don't know if I hope it can hold up, but it looked
got
really
delayed,
nice.
right? So
Yeah.
hopefully.
Oh yeah, it was actually. It was supposed to air like last year or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Last year.
Yeah. So they pushed it
Oh,
back. So maybe it'd be because I don't know the kind of precedent I feel like they set with episode 1, and I'm not gonna say like blew me away totally, but I was actually pretty surprised. I wasn't expecting the production to be like as good as it was. Like, and I feel like the direction was really, really good as well. Like I was invested for sure. in the first episode. So hopefully it can keep it up because yeah, it's definitely geez, it was definitely something. It was kind of hard to watch, especially towards the end with Jinta and Suzune and
Oh wow.
Shiryuki, the demons
Yeah,
getting into their heads, and yeah, it was rough to watch, but I really did enjoy actually the first episode of that one, so I wanted to give that one a shout for sure. If you like Demon Slayer, what's another one like Sengoku Yoko, like if you guys like stuff like that, like I would definitely say, I know Demon Slayer is like the big one, but like if you did enjoy Demon Slayer, I would say peep the first episode of this one for sure.
I like how different this one is because it's covering like 170 years, right? We got that kind of set up that he is going to go on this journey of 170 years to make like kind of like shut down the demons, right? Because that's what they wanted to do, is make themselves like imprinted in history, which, you know, make like crazy stuff, you know. That was really cool. I kind of peeped a little bit of the novels and how they were going, and like and yeah, it's like 12 volumes of him throughout the years. You can see him like going through different eras and stuff like that, and I love it. That's cool.
Actually really cool. Yeah,
that's what you saw at the end. Like he meets the shrine girl, which is like it's really cool. In the manga, it kind of goes in between those two, but I think in the novel, it's legit a journey of him going through every era until you get to that point where he meets her. I don't know what her importance is. Is she a reincarnation of Shiryuki? I do not know. Or something, but yeah, it seems like a good time if they handle it really well. But yeah, that first episode kind of like had me like, I was shocked when the sister did that to Shiryuki. I was just like, but they agreed though. It's
holding
not like
her head
that
for a fat minute.
Yeah, for real. I was like, damn, the disrespect. But yeah, it seems like a good time. A lot of people do like the novels. Some people don't. Some people do. It's like a mix of Demon Slayer and Frieren in the way, in the way of like Frieren going through different eras and whatnot, and like past and future. So it's really cool. I don't know. So far, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll like after these episodes, like the whole season, will I keep watching? I don't know. It just depends on how they really direct it and whatnot. But yeah, like you said, it was really good.
For sure. Yeah, one I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, I feel like, for sure.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I haven't yet made the time to check it out since it's a 4-hour premiere episode, so I haven't made the time for it, but I will. I'll check it out. Any other series that you guys want to give a shout out to in the fantasy realm? If not, we can move on to rom-coms.
Yeah.
Move on to rom-com.
All right. And since we got any, I know Grem has one day already. Want to talk about that, Grem?
KOWLOON. Oof, bro. That episode 1 had me hooked. So I watched this with our dear Neko Chan and another one of our friends. He's a radish or some shit, I don't know. We watched this. Yeah, Daikon, get it? No, we watched it together, and they have both read the source material. I am the only one going into this without knowing anything. And apparently it covered an entire volume in an episode. To me, it did not feel fast. It felt like a really good episode. And at the very end of the episode, we got smacked in the face with a revelation that has me so curious on what the hell is happening. I have not for a really long time been hit in the face with something that I'm like, fuck, I need the next episode right now.
And you went to read the manga, or you still, have patience?
I did not, no.
I'm shocked. I'm very shocked. I know you for a couple of years. I'm shocked that you haven't read the manga yet.
I haven't. No, this one, the anime is so good. I feel like I need to give the anime its due course.
How about you, Neko? Like, because it threw me off first that Grem said that it covered one volume in one episode. How do you feel about this as an adaptation?
I did hear that this 13 episodes is supposed to cover the whole story while it's ongoing. So it's kind of interesting what they're doing, but we kind of found out. Well, it seems because the author's working with them, right? So it seems we got kind of like told last night, or I forget, it was last night, I stayed up too late, that the author wanted to do something risky and kind of unique because there's both the anime and the live action, right? They're both coming out this year. So they wanted to do something kind of fun where they will adapt some things in the anime and have it, like intertwine. Like you're supposed to watch them kind of together in a way, which is kind of, honestly, it is a cool concept. But then the thing is, too, the live action so far away. So, but otherwise, I think, like Gremmon said, as an anime only, and even for me, like, I did enjoy that first episode. It was a really good, like, how you call it, introduction to what's going on in the mystery. Because honestly, if they didn't go this route, I mean, it could have still ended on a good way, but this first episode ending it though, like it was kind of really well done. Because even when I have only read the first volume. So honestly, I haven't read anything past this because I've been wanting to read this until every time I want to read something, it gets an anime announced. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I gotta wait. So I only got to that cliffhanger and I was like, oh. So I know nothing of what is actually going on with Reiko in this world.
Oh, that's good then.
I only know some bits and pieces, but mostly I don't know nothing. But yeah, so I think what they're trying to do with the anime, I trust. Some authors sometimes fumble their stories with some direction choices they make with the studio, but I believe that she's kind of going to kill it. After the Rain was beautiful, they kind of ended that in like it seemed at the time like an anime original, but she already, I guess, had a thought in mind of how she wanted to end it, so it kind of still ended the same way. I'm guessing with this one too. This was kind of already ending like manga wise, so she's probably already told them how she wants to end it. So maybe by even, I don't know, maybe she'll tell them how to end it, basically. So I honestly, I trust this whole process. I get our other friend kind of worried, which is understandable.
Yeah,
at
it's
this
understandable.
point, I will say just read the manga every episode if it's covering every volume, right? So just read it while you're watching the anime for a better, you can see behind the stuff that they cut out until you see the live action if you want to. So, but yeah, wonderful. One of my anticipated, the music, the animation, everything's beautiful and steamy. Oh my god!
Steamy! Oh my god!
But
you guys will see. You guys will see on the thumbnail. I put a pretty fun picture of this episode, and oh my god!
From the way it sounds like this is like an adult relationship show. Like it sounds like I have a crush or work type of stuff, like adults.
Yeah, it's adults. It's adults. It has mystery. You're very curious about what's going on with the KOWLOON. There's this place where the things don't really change because they're really used to the nostalgia and the old ways, and you're trying to figure out what's really going on with one character. She's having like deja vu, but also kind of find out some other mysteries. So you're like, what's going on? Truly,
yeah.
So yeah, a lot of good things.
Sounds pretty exciting.
I haven't watched it yet, but I haven't read the first volume.
So you know.
So like it left off like where
it left off with him dropping. It left off with him dropping the whole. Yeah, it's where he brought his wife.
Yeah.
The first time. Yeah. And well, he didn't say his wife. He said it's where he brought you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what?
And she's like,
I remember really liking the first volume, but yeah, I have to. I don't know. I get kind of being nervous about like hearing that first episode adapted the whole like first volume. So
it did good though. Like, and I get it, right? You kind of look at it like, but for what it did really well. Because of course you think like, oh, we're getting here too fast, but like it really was paced really well, and it added to the mystery really well. So I think I trust. I don't know. I'm being copium.
Yeah, and especially if it's gonna be like a thing where like the live action, like whatever is in that, like some of the bits in there would fill in some of the like the gaps, I guess you would say, like, or some of the stuff maybe they breezed over. That, I mean, that is like, who's really gonna go and watch the live action? I mean, there probably will be a decent amount of people, but like I feel like majority aren't gonna do that, because majority, I feel like you're gonna have to pirate that. Like,
literally.
Yeah, go on the high seas. Be a pirate.
So yeah, but I haven't peeped it yet, but I am excited to watch it.
Same.
Because I remember reading the first. I think actually when it first dropped, I read the first chapter, I believe, because Daikon, raw Daikon, put me onto it because I think he was actually working on or he was helping translate the series or something like that, or doing something
He had
with
a
the
group.
scans. Yeah. So he told me to read it when it dropped, and I read like the first 7-8 chapters or whatever it was, and I liked it a lot. So yeah, I want the anime to do well. I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
I'm here for the journey. I'm here for the ride.
Yeah.
Anybody else got another rom-com? Because I don't got any on my end. I'm not.
Takamine-san.
I knew this motherfucker. I'm not. I was literally about to say. I was literally about to say. Just
Spicy
not.
as fuck. 10 out of 10.
Spicy.
Yeah, you know what? Crash isn't here today, so I'm gonna just be Crash today. Spicy stuff. Oh my god, so etchy. Oh my god, we got some nipple. Oh my god, bro. Spicy. 10 out of 10. Lots of nipples. Oh my god, I'm so happy.
Look, chat. I will read.
Goon.
I will read off what he said literally in the thread of the show. By the way, if you guys don't, join our Discord server, down below is a link if you guys want to check that out. But he said in the thread, episode 1, not even 2 minutes in, 30 seconds, and we have tits out. Fucking 10 out of 10 Crunchyroll. Now that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Episode of the week. I don't give an ass fuck what anyone says. The Hispanic Assassin approves of this message.
Oh my god.
I don't think anything else.
All right.
He didn't write nothing else.
We love you.
He literally did not write anything else. He literally just posted a picture. By the way, do you notice something other than being wet? And then he just writes a meme. Hey, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like, okay, that this man, like Gremmon, not Gremmon, sorry, my apologies. Like Neko called him a couple weeks ago with the new name Hispanic Gooner. On my end, I don't know how y'all gonna feel about this, but y'all wanna know what I rate this episode? I honestly gave it a 6 out of 10. This episode did not interest me at all. Not saying that it was bad or good. It was literally a girl that could go back in time by taking off her clothes and stripping herself. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then she literally blackmailed the guy to work for her. Look. That was some messed up shit. That was some messed up shit. No doubt about it. But him just literally becoming her bitch, literally could have lied. They're like, oh, we went back in time. Cool. I could just leave in the middle of this after you went back in time. You literally could have not fucked yourself up. But hey.
Well, you say that, but she's a girl. And he's gonna lose that argument no matter what.
No, I'm saying once he went back in time, after he
runs away, she could act like he did something and still get his whole entire life.
But thing is, there's no cameras in there, so even if she went back in time,
so it's he said, she said, and I'm sorry, he said, she always wins.
That is usually how it goes.
That is literally how it goes.
All the time, but more often than not.
Yes, exactly. You're not wrong. We cannot fight our justice system and the he should people. That's what in any courtroom will tell you, that you have no type of concrete information. But when it comes to first arrest, correct. At the end of the day, this episode that interests me. Would I still watch it with the guys and chat about it? Yeah. Would I talk about the thread? Yeah. Do I give a fuck about reviewing this weekly? No, I do not. When it comes to the Dark Elf one that comes on Sunday, I didn't get to watch it yet, but I heard the Dark Elf one come out. Neko, did you watch it yet?
That one I didn't, and there's another one. I think Crash talked about it. What's it called?
The bot. Yeah.
I saw a picture.
Gooner series this season, like straight Gooner.
Yeah, that one's dark. Yeah,
Crash is licking his lips.
Oh yeah, he's so happy. I bet. Golly.
No, but Takamine. I mean, we know what we there for, bro. We know what we like. I mean, come on, we don't. I am surprised though. I will say Crunchyroll aired the episode uncensored or streamed it uncensored. I was kind of surprised by that.
I was shocked about that. It threw me out. Which I'm curious to see if the next 3 or 4 episodes, if they're still gonna have it like that, because that's not like them. Because once they're owned by Sony, and with Funimation, they used to let things slide because they used to have interspecies reviewers and a few other shows. But with Crunchyroll, they're more stricter, but maybe knowing that's anime, they're starting to not give a fuck, or maybe some bylaws or changing, or maybe Crunchyroll staff didn't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it's because the fans. I feel like the fans are like, they were cheering that, but maybe that would be like a thing from the higher ups. I feel like if they did make a change, but That's a W on Crunchyroll's part.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. I'll give them that.
Anybody else got any other rom-com?
I guess Witch Watch, right? But even though I'm
You're
probably the only one that's seen it.
you're the only one. If you want to give a quick shout out, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Look, man, look. This is my author. You know, the creator of Sket Dance, Astra Lost in Space, the assistant of our GOAT Sorachi Sensei from Gintama, out here with another banger. Look, man, I always heard good things about this one. This isn't Shonen Jump, right? This has always been hyped, but I don't know. I never really got to read it, and I'm kind of happy I didn't, because this episode 1 was amazing. We're getting, I think, 2 cores of this too. Oh my! And the opening and the well, no, we didn't get an ED, but the opening is phenomenal.
26 episodes. 26 episodes.
Yeah, 20. You're right, 26. Yeah, dude, I am really happy. Memory, you want to say who was on top of the opening? Because I
was surprised. I was surprised to see. Her name's, I think, Megumi Ishitani is so she directed the OP, and she directed like the One Piece fan letter. She directed a bunch of One Piece openings. I actually think, she directed OP 25, OP 26.
The crazy ones.
She's also worked on a bunch of One Piece episodes, and she is like super talented, obviously, as you can tell. Like if y'all have watched, like if y'all have saw the Witch Watch opening, which I did see it.
Oh man, I haven't seen it.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, people thought it was like an April Fool's joke when they were talking about her being on the episode and all that, but it like actually wasn't.
Okay.
It was actually
which
true.
is cool. It was just cool that they did that. I honestly, I didn't really think of it, because when April Fool's comes around, I don't know what to believe, so I'm just here empty.
Some things are actually legitimate, like announcements too.
Yeah, and I hate that, because they just know what they're doing, man.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell what's real that day is the worst, but I'm glad Witch Watch came out to be good. I will make the time for it this week by the time next week recording. Again, quick reminder, guys, we might be moving from a Monday to a Sunday recording weekly content for discussion, so we will be talking about episode 1 and 2 on the next episode for Off Da Binge, so it'll be pretty excited for that.
It's a good mix of romance and comedy. Like I think out of everything I've seen from their work, there was one with like a lot of mystery. Astro Lost in Space, Get Dance is more comedy, but this one's more on the rom-com side with like comedy. So it's just adorable to see like the childhood friends trope, which I love, with an ogre and a witch, and they're becoming like familiar, and it's just it's a really cute time. The comedy is on point, and I love the animation with it. I forget who's like animating this again.
It's Byberry.
They're doing phenomenal. I don't know. Yeah. I forget what their passwords are.
The trailer had me cracking up, so that's
yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
There's so many good things this season, and this is one of them. I definitely recommend it if you're just a fan of good comedy and that good romance, and then just phenomenal animation. Neko, she's just a mess. She's she's a clumsy mess, and she's like has this magic who she tries to kind of impress our older her friend, and sometimes, and she just doesn't do it right all the time. So it's just him protecting her, and then there's like a twist of her having maybe either die or something's gonna happen to her in a year. So. And a lot of little cute things and mystery going on too about that, so it's a good time.
Okay. Any other rom-coms anybody wants to give a shout out? If not, we have our the mini segment of Shonen.
I will say, Can a Boy-Girl Friendship Survive was pretty good.
Okay.
Girl is clingy as hell, bro.
Bro, they're already dating. They just don't even know. Honestly.
Okay. Yes, it was
I would
really
get
good.
so annoyed by a girl like that.
She's so clingy, but she's kind of funny though. Like their dynamic is so funny. And then her friendship with the other girl, she's just like second chance. That killed me. That part with her just groping her friend and her other friend just shaking her around was hilarious to me. But I've heard there's some toxicity with her.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like her.
Because some things happen apparently, and I'm like, oh shit.
Is it the blue hair girl? Is it the blue hair girl or the brown hair girl?
The blue hair girl, I think.
I'm guessing that the reason he's never had a girlfriend is because of her. I'm guessing
Oh,
that
100%.
there's
Yo,
there-
what sucks
But
is
I'm
that
guessing it's by design because she clearly seems like she's in love.
Friend
with
zone the anime.
but like also
I don't-
she's I don't know. I think she hasn't come to like the realization that what she feels is like
Oh, 100%.
yeah. But she got hella jealous so quick at the new
Oh, yeah.
girl. The new
Oh,
girl
yeah.
was like, ooh, and she went. I'm guessing that's where the toxicity comes from because she got jealous very fast. Like
it
Yeah,
sucks.
that was-
Look, it sucks when you have characters that you don't dislike, and what's worse is that in the first episode, because not really a sad tangent, but a comment that I was in the middle of season 3, like episode 18 or something about Lucifer, and one of the side characters me and my girl have always enjoyed, but in this episode we just saw recently, I hated the bitch so badly. Like, yo, why did they write you like this in this episode? Like, shut the fuck up, you clingy as hell. It just kept pissing me off. So just knowing that it happened in the first episode, it's just, I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, yes, like you said, Grem, it could be by design for us not to like her already because of her character, but just like I feel like it's too soon to not even like her from the start. Like, I feel like that should have been probably episode 2 or 3.
She's funny though. I think you know she's
you know,
clingy.
I like her.
But she's great. Yeah, she's like, I love both of them right now. I don't like,
Yeah.
you know, when I'm getting married to the girl I hate, I don't like Himari. But with this one, I like both girls. They're pretty cute with the relationship.
I've still
You
been
know,
at the time
I
for it,
like-
but I will definitely check it out though.
It's just later stuff that people don't like her. You know, right now she's cool.
Yeah, from the first episode, I
Yeah.
didn't hate her. I would say she's a little
It's
too
the
clingy
later
maybe
stuff.
sometimes, but
Yeah.
She's a little
That-
much to be honest.
that I feel like that thing is like clinginess, especially for like not even like a romantic relationship, but even like a friendship. Like, that's something that usually is like kind of you're on the same page about like how clingy you are with someone. Because
Yeah.
I know some people aren't a fan of that. Like, personally, for me, like, I'm not a really clingy person. So like, like I said, if someone like her would like annoy the hell out of me, honestly.
That I
I feel
get.
like there's times for it. I feel like there are times though when it's
When
I
it's-
guess it's how it's like spaced out.
Yeah, like-
but like all the time, like OD, like is this where I kind of like
It-
cross the line?
I would say it's hard for when girls or when couples are in high school because you are stuck to each other all the time. But when you're in a adult relationship and you're like, for example, me, averagely, I'm not a clingy person. But when I haven't seen my wife or spent time with her in a couple of days, I need to recharge.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I need you. I want to be in your skin. I need to hold you. I need to
Mhm.
cuddle you. So like, that's my clingy. But then after that,
Yeah.
after I recharge, I'm like, bitch, get away from me. I'm good now. I'll see you in 2 days. It's like, all right, cool. I'm good now.
You
I'm
better
gonna do my
watch
thing.
out, man. She might come smack you
Right.
real quick.
So that's
She right there.
nah, but it's an interesting aspect when it comes to clinginess. When it comes to high school, it's always interesting because it's harder to kind of differentiate, and couples hard to be like, nah, that's too much. But like, no, it's understandable because you're with them all the time, and you don't have that split type of separation. So it's kind of hard to kind of separate one or the other with it.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Mm-mm-mm.
something like for sure that maybe it's harder, like obviously like when you're younger and all that, but like as you get older, I feel like that's something usually that'll get like talked about, right? Or that you try to, you know, get on the same page about in terms of like how you feel about that.
But when it comes to rom-com, I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Nobody has no more shadow. All right, so let's move on to our shonen action genre. I'm gonna start off with Fire Force season 3, episode 1. If anybody wants to go check out a reaction, I did it with Watkins. It came out a bit later because hey guys, we were busy, so go check out the VOD channel. Your boy did it from inspiration like MemoryNK. You guys saw the full uncut version, the full reaction, the full fucking 30-minute video. We just were talking. You guys go check that out. I'm not used to that, so that's why I'm just throwing shit. Like, I'm not used to just having a full uncut version. No type of editing. It's like, this is not like me. It is what it is. But hey, so our good Neko Chan asked me, how was the episode? You know, it was a bit of recap. Yes, it was the first 10 minutes, but the reason I would not put that as a con, for example, when it comes to My Hero Academia, when they used to do the recaps in season 2, 3, and 4, and 5, those shits are annoying because they fucking do a recap on the whole cast and tell us the quirks again. I'm like, Yo, by season 5, if you motherfuckers don't know this shit, like, yeah, bugging. But the thing is that I like how they did this. I don't know if this was like a directional or if they did this in the manga, but if this was a pure directional, it was amazing. Because myself, I didn't take the time to binge watch season 1 and 2, so I didn't make the time for that. But motherfucker, season 3 did the best fucking recap I would ever give it in any show because Obi, our captain, was giving his captain in the government or in the fire force in the division, he was giving his captain like a recap of what they've been doing because they were not here. For those that don't remember, in season 2, they took a trip to find out more information. So he was telling his captain the recap of what they've been doing from season 1 and 2. So telling us, the audience, a recap of what they've been doing in a smoothly way without telling us everything. And they was reminding us the Station 8 characters, Arthur, our girl Iris, our girl Gorilla, our girl that there's Ecchi Season out here all the time. So yes, guys, I have terms for them. I'm not gonna remember all their names, but we have the Night Arthur and everything. It was a cool fight. They was training. Arthur and Shinra reminds me of fucking Sanji and Zoro, so it was a cool dynamic of that. Captain Burns betray us. That's all I'm gonna say. Betray us, but
he was always shady, right? He was always shady. Right?
But he was always shady, but understandable shady. For anybody that understands religion or understand faith, you understand why he betrayed in episode 1. So, like Neko said, the first 8 minutes, at least at most 10, was recap. But then the later half of the episode was really good information dump, and also the ideology of faith. Can you follow your religion and can you still believe in what it is, with even betraying the others around you, just to believe in what the end of the cause is, even if it is, you know, if anybody read the book of Christianity, you know, the Noah Ark, you know, the whole world gets remodeled into something. Will you let that happen just for the world to become the next type of burning sun? So all those type of ideology thing is very interesting. So I enjoyed Fire Force episode 1. Was it perfect 9 out of 10 action? No, it was a solid 8. Good recap. Like if you haven't had the time to binge watch season 2, this was the best type of recap you will ever see. So trust me.
I'm glad if that's the case.
I'm
that's
happy.
What I was nervous about. That's what I was nervous
Same.
about. I was like, I'm gonna jump right back into season 3, and I'm just gonna be like, what the
Me too. I was a bit scared when Watkins told me, because things Watkins is a manga reader. For him, once he watches it, it will refresh memory. For me, it's like fuck, like I don't know characters' names. I forgot. Once we saw Shinra, I forgot his name. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a Firefoot dude. But then Watkins said, oh yeah, Shinra. I'm like, yeah, Shinra, you're right. I'm like, yeah.
It's already been 5 years, so I mean,
5 years, bro.
Yeah, it's normal for that. Because it's crazy, because even myself, I did reactions with my old friend Sam. I did season 1 and 2, and I remember also our old friend Cypher, you know, did reactions for Fire Force and U2 as well.
Yep. Yeah, that was, man, the first, like, I think the first anime expo that we like went to, we did like a reaction to Fire Force in like the Airbnb.
Yeah,
and
I recall.
Yeah, that was like.
And then
awesome.
Green Apple was also opening 3 up, no, I believe opening 2. Opening 2.
I think 2. I think so, right?
Yeah, I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, because it has 4 cores. So yeah, so probably was opening 3, because I believe there was the start of season 2 with the metal rock song they had. So it was really good. I prefer the ending song over the opening song for Fire Force season 3.
Oh, but Queen Bee though killed it. The full version, bro,
Queen
is so
Bee's
good.
on the OP.
Yes, it's
it was a good song, but when I'm talking about the visual and open together, just to me, it's just the ending visual was amazing. I don't know if you saw the visual, like the pure black, the pure black chalk, that old school drawing, and it's just
by one person too.
Yeah,
one person. They posted it, and they posted every sheet that they did for that ED. Which is insane.
Oh really? It was just one sheet?
No, it was multiple, and you can see there's a pile. Yeah, it's of course it has to be multiple. You see the transitions in the ED. It's a lot.
You gotta link it to me because I'd love to see it. It was it was so beautiful. I really enjoy it. Like again, I only heard the opening
so
once,
sad.
so probably I need to rewatch it to actually give a better thought. But hey,
Oh, it's so good.
Fire Force was
The
amazing.
ED
I highly suggest for anybody else to watch it.
So
You know what? I'm gonna go to the next one as well. Not YAIBA next. I'm gonna go One Piece since I know I'm the only one to watch. I want to give a quick shout out because Watkins gave me a quick homework to do, which was watch One Piece with him. Even though I have not watched One Piece since episode 920 and not read since chapter 970, but since I'm part of the One Piece community, I'm a content creator and I'm friends with One Piece creators, aka Roger Basic, Kim Lightning, and all these others. That One Piece. I see context without context. For those that know, you know. I've seen the world map. I have seen these motherfuckers go and saying their fucking silhouettes. For those One Piece watchers that are not caught up yet, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. But I did watch episode 1123 and 1124 with Watkins. Yes, yes. Remember, he's just saying like the words 1124. Like, God,
Crazy.
it's insane. Just me even just saying it just still throws me off. Like me and my girl on episode 870 right now. We're right now 870.
Jeez.
So we're like 300 episodes away where I'm at on 920 of the anime. I'm 200 almost exactly 200 episodes away. So that's insane. But One Piece is great. Egghead Island, the animation is great. I know the only one that knows about what I'm talking about is Grem, but I'm not sure if he has watched it. I know he's read it, but Luffy about to verse Kizaru next episode, so that would be fun. We have an uncle and nephew dynamic with Sentomaru and our boy what was the tongue guy? I forgot his name. Big head, not Egghead. His name Vegapunk. That's an interesting storyline. And I'll grab Bonnie, but I'm not gonna say more. But go watch One Piece. It's fun. Go watch 1124 episodes. It's purely fun and hectic. Even if you're somebody have not seen things without context, you will be totally lost. But it's fun for content. Definitely fun.
So there was a new OP and a new ED.
Yes, new OP and new ED.
Oh my god!
I really did.
Feel about those?
I really did like it. Frankie voice actor was also new.
That was a thing too. Yeah.
So as somebody who grew up with Frankie voice actor and everything, this new actor, not saying he's bad, not saying he's great, but it needs time for me to settle in with. Not saying it's
like
nothing
an adjustment.
bad. Yeah, adjustment. Because he doesn't have that super like that extra high pitched voice of Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
He has more of a super like more of a deeper voice of Frankie, which is not a bad thing either. It's just more like makes sense for Frankie to be android and everything, robotic cyborg shit, so it kind of makes sense to and I'm glad they didn't make it too on the nose, and it makes sense for the 6-month hiatus, so I'm okay with it. It doesn't throw me off too much. It just takes time. I'm really waiting for him to do the super voice because he hasn't done it yet. So like his poses. So I'm waiting to see how does that voice compare to the previous ones. That's all, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine so, especially when you hear someone for thousand episodes and then you hear a different voice. Like, I mean, it only makes sense that it's going to be a little like weird at first. Like, you got to get used to it.
Like at first wasn't jarring. Like I believe if you look at the One Piece anime reaction, I think there's one time we heard Frankie in episode 1123, and we heard him for like 10 seconds throughout the whole episode. But me and Watkins just were like, huh? And we went back like 5 times trying to rehear, and we're like, so far not bad, but let's wait until next episode. And next episode was better. Like the first time we heard him, it just threw me off. It was like, I don't know how to take it. But once we heard it more in the next episode, it sounded better. So I have nothing else to say on that. But did anybody see this? Because I only saw a good 10 minutes of it. I don't have much to say on it other than cool action scene. It reminded me literally of Nas. It's literally another samurai show, but instead
Elusive Samurai.
Wait, which one? No, not Elusive Samurai. The one that got remastered just now in the 2000s.
Dragon
We're
Quest?
talking about Ranma, but
No, not Ranma.
No.
Dragon
Because
Quest?
it's a samurai. He said.
Yeah, it's a samurai.
Right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Shaman
like
King.
Gary-
Shaman King.
King.
This show
Okay,
reminded me
okay.
a lot of Shaman King. I don't know about you guys, but I know Grem, you might be the only one that watched YAIBA or also Neko.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
good?
How do you guys feel about this? Any thoughts?
I'll let you go, Grim. Oh, no way you just said that.
That
No
OP
way you
is
did that.
fire. I haven't watched the episode yet, but that OP is gas, premium gas.
It's just like early. It's like a '90s or like an '80s manga.
Yeah.
It's just it's given me the reason I brought it up. It's given me
Early Dragon Ball vibes.
not
Well, it is.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
but no, it's given me fuck. I just said the name.
Dragon Quest?
Oh,
I said
Ranma?
Ranma.
yes, it's giving me Ranma vibes.
Huh. I
Yeah,
don't see it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a remake of an old. Yes, it's a remake. So of course it's
yeah,
going to
it
give you
just
the
gives me
vibes.
Ranma vibes, and I don't know. It's
looks-
Ranma's better.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Well,
it's fine.
how you
You know,
gonna say
I don't
that,
blame
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to
Alright.
that other than like, you look, the first 10 minutes I saw, it literally reminded me of Luffy inside the island for 2 years, of literally him training, and then him with his father, aka Rayleigh, and then they get trapped in a banana fucking box and then get shipped to America. That's all.
Well, yeah, basically.
Okay, I just want you to know that his dad's not Rayleigh. And everything you said was just kind of wrong. But yeah,
I appreciate that, but I
Alright.
appreciate that, but that's my opinion though. But I appreciate that though. Thank you.
Look. I'll bring the hype into this conversation since man
It
God
was
didn't
pretty.
bring the hype.
It was
Look,
pretty. Like, what do
look.
you want from me?
Look, I as a fan, okay, I've only seen a little bit of the original, way years ago, because this is from the author of Detective Conan, right? I had a little arc where I was trying to watch Detective Conan, trying to catch up. I couldn't. It's impossible. Golly, but it's great. And then I saw this one. This was more shorter, like 52 episodes, and I was like, I could do that, but I never finished it. So, seeing this being remade, I was like, oh, okay, I never expected this. And then seeing the trailer where it goes really ham and it's Wit Studio animating this, I was like, all right, this is going crazy. And I kind of, even from the trailers, I kind of was like looking at, I was like, oh, this is having a whole different vibe and tone from the original. Because I remember the original just being more goofy, more silly, which it is badass, right? It is really badass and really clean. But it's like Gremmon said, it's more like early 90s and stuff. So it has a different feel. Early Dragon Ball, where it's more like, and like everything here is basically what it is in the original, but just a lot of different order, not exactly the same. But and I rewatched it after this episode, and it's a whole different vibe. But I do love how they're like adapting this one. Like with Ranma, the whole different thing about that one was just it wasn't following the manga at all. And this one is following the manga, but doing its own different thing from the original. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know exactly which one's more accurate and whatnot. But with the way they introduced everything, you see his rival in the kind of in the middle in the airport scene, really, in the original. Yeah. But we see him at the end of this, which I do love how they did it, because it just kind of eases you in of him kind of finding out about this world. He's early Goku. He legit is early Goku. He doesn't know about girls. He doesn't know about life because he was just in the jungle with his dad. At least he had a dad, unless Goku. So
I was so
crazy.
surprised he didn't try to pat her down.
No, see, this one's not as wild.
Why would I want to see your dirty old fanny?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. He said
that. What Goku said to Bulma, yeah, some shit.
Yeah. At least this one's his age in a way, right? And it's not as etchy like that. He's so innocent. He's just like, oh, a girl? Oh, so cool. Oh my god. And I'm gonna protect you. We're gonna be besties. And it's a cute relationship. And just wit, like you said, the opening is insane. That opening is just really beautiful, and Blue Count's doing it. And just overall, it's just a really good remake, and I'm really excited to see what Wit's gonna do with it, because I forget, are we getting like only 12 or 20? I don't know. I think we're only at 12, right?
I don't think they've said
for
yet. Actually.
YAIBA, they haven't yet publicly said it on
Okay,
Anime. It just says 0. Like you have progress 0 out of nothing. It doesn't say anything.
So I don't know. Wit could be cooking for maybe a while, because I don't know. This seems really well made, and I don't know. I'm really excited to see more of it, and then the ED is so really comfy. Like I don't know. This is one of my top anticipated ones. So seeing for the first episode, they just nailed it. Really, I'm really excited to see this version.
Like I said, it was pretty, but like other than that,
From
I
what I
love YAIBA.
from what I've saw, I still need to watch it, but like it definitely seems like it's like one of those like Wit Studio like passion projects again.
Oh,
like, kinda
100%.
like Ranking of Kings. Like it's one of those like, and especially like I think like a bunch of Mob Psycho 100 staff is on it, so like
yeah.
I mean it makes sense that it looks the way it does, for sure. So I'm really excited for it personally. I don't know anything about. I know it's from the creator of Detective Conan, but I don't know anything about
makes
the manga.
sense.
But
Makes sense for the aspect why the
It
designs
is.
and the characters.
for
For
me, it
me,
does give early Dragon Ball vibes for sure.
Oh, 100%.
if anybody's
It-
seen a bit of Shaman King, it reminds me of that Shaman King because the beginning, like showing like the big dragon in the beginning, showing everything that's going on from the past, and then showing that what's gonna be in the future. Like that was a concept that is kind of like Shaman King with the same aspect of like who's gonna be the next shaman. The next person comes every 2,000 a year, so it's the same concept that any usual type of probably shonen storytelling has.
Oh yeah, 100%. So yeah, I mean, it's just another shonen. Like it's kind of like one of the OG shonen. So hey, it's just a great time, and it's really well done. YAIBA, his dad is hilarious. I think I like the way they portray his dad in this remake a lot more. The original kind of just, I don't know. He's more, I don't know, disconnected. This one, you can see that he actually has a relationship with his son, and even though he does leave him alone, like he kind of like abandons him a lot of times. He's still like, I don't know. You can see more of their like friendship, or like not even friendship, just like relationship more in this one. It's nice. I don't know. And then the fights, of course, they just do it really well. Yeah, just a good time. Good time.
Oh yeah.
But wait, also, if anyone doesn't have to say any more about this one, I do want to add one more to the action. It's called like To Be Hero 6, which it's really good. It's another dongwa, which is really amazing. It has had other 2 seasons, which doesn't really connect to this one at all. It's its own thing. You don't have to watch the other ones, but I do recommend them. And yeah, it's getting 24 episodes. It has Sawano soundtrack in it. Dude. And it has the different styles, 2D and 3D. The first episode, oh my, it's amazing.
Go check it out.
Just, I don't even want to talk about it like that. I just want to say it's really good. Definitely check it out. Look, I get it. People don't like it. And yes, that too. That too. And just it's gonna be really good. It has it's gonna be focusing on 10 different heroes basically throughout these like 24 episodes. I don't know how again we're gonna format it or how it's gonna go, but for right now we are introduced to he's kind of like the first one, right? He's nice. And something happens in the beginning of this episode that makes a good little plot twist. And it just looks great. And I think this episode was kind of like my episode of the week because I was already excited for it for being a fan of the other seasons. But yeah, this one was just incredible. So yeah, I definitely want to put that out there. If anyone who loves dongwa or just anything just great in shonen, or not shonen but action, yeah, definitely check it out. It's great. And Sawano, Sawano OST and OP.
Perfect transition, Neko. Thank you for that. Because I'll take that away of what you said. Episode of the week. What is our top ranking? We're entering our spring season top 10. What is our personal top anime list for the week 1 of the spring season? And look, chat, I'm going to keep it simple. Your boy here only saw a 12 series, but I'm not going to give you a top 10. I'm going to give you a top 5. My episode of the week, though, as well, is number 1, The Unaware Atelier Meister. I gave an 8.2 out of 10. Number 2 is Your Forma. Number 3 is The Brilliant Healer, New Life in the Shadow. I give this a 7.7 out of 10. It's a little nice type of fantasy series where he's a healer of the dark arts and he doesn't have a license and he's working under the government that he's not supposed to. He's doing like illegal shit. Episode 1 was pretty cool. Very solid episode. I'm gonna come back and see it. I do recommend if you like little fantasy, little interesting way of how you could use magic in other way. Like it reminded me of the show. I think it should be here. The Wrong Ways of The Wrong Ways of How to Use Healing Magic. I think it's the series is called. So that's what it reminded me of. Number 4 was the beginning after the end. And number 5 was The Old Country, Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. Those were my top 5. That's all I got, chat. My apologies. But if you want to know more, go check out the Discord circuit. That's where I'll be talking about it. And there's other thread for other series that we may not be having to have time for. But let's go with you, Neko. What is your top 10?
As I talked about, 2B Hero 6, amazing, wonderful. It's I love it so much. Definitely my favorite out of this season. Even though everything on this list is kind of like my fave, it's really great. Number 2, KOWLOON Generic Romance. Nice. We talked about, just a great time. I think I could trust the production for this, so it's gonna be great. 3, YAIBA. Just great, man. I don't know. It's a good Saturday show, you know. 4, your FORMA. 5, and Shirley. 6, Witch Watch. 7, Dinner Table Detective. I didn't talk about it much because I want to talk about it for next week, but it's amazing. I like detective shows, and with the VAs and their dynamics already in this first episode, I'm just gonna have fun. It's just gonna be a fun time.
We're here for
8, Too Perfect Saint. 9, Bye Bye Earth. Season 2. I feel like it's just only me watching this in the whole world. I get it. It's confusing the first season, but it's a good time for me, so I don't care. I'm sticking to the end. And then 9 would be Lazarus, to be honest, but I didn't get to watch it today, so it's all right. But that's my 10. And Mangon?
Go ahead, Memory. What you got?
No, Grem. About to say, you have your list right here. I already put the time code. Go. Hit it.
Number 1, KOWLOON Generic Romance. That's my shit right there. Oh, so good. So good. He made me sit up. What a dick. Anyway, number 2, Anne Shirley. Really good. I liked it. It was really good. Number 3 is Rock is a Lady's Modesty. We haven't talked about it yet, but this shit was hype as hell. You got them going to a rich girl academy, and you got this chick with a death metal guitar pick, and then we see her rocking out in this music room. The main character comes in and you know, being all super polite and is like, "Oh, is this yours?" And then like goes to leave, and she's like, "Well, if you know what that is, then surely you know how to play. I see those calluses on your hands. Pull up.
You ain't wrong.
Pull up, bro." And she's like, "No, I'm a lady. I have no idea what you're talking about." And she goes to walk out, and she goes, "What are you, chicken?" And she's like, "Oh, hell no." She turns around, and they have this badass rock off. Oh my god. And then to add insult to injury, it ends and she's like, "What are you, a pussy? You couldn't even finish?"
Just went off on her.
Wow, that's insane.
Off.
No, she
went off. She's like, "What are you, a bitch? You couldn't even finish? You ran out of steam at the end? The hell's wrong with you?" Anyway, good to see you. Goodbye. I'll talk to you later.
That's number 3 then.
Like,
I would definitely make time for it.
Literally.
Number 4, Shoshiman.
Yes, that would be my 10. My bad.
Shoshiman is pretty good, you know. It's out there. Number 5, can a boy girl friendship survive? Bro, she's clingy. They're already dating. Trust me. They don't even know it, but they're dating. Number 6, your FORMA.
The answer is no.
I like. Yeah, right. Number 6, your FORMA. I mean, I like AI the Somnium Files, and this kind of is what it feels like. Number 7, Catch Me at the Ballpark.
Yeah.
It was pretty hype. It existed, you know.
Nice.
I hate how they wear their hats, but you know.
Well, the ED do. AED is fire.
I hate how they wear their hats, though.
I get it.
Oh, man.
The most important thing.
Honestly. Number 8, Once Upon a Witch's Death. I feel like nobody's talking about this. It was a really good first episode.
You're talking about it.
Really good.
You brought it up. You're the person. Nice.
Yeah. Number 9. I mean, the only reason this is at number 9 is because I can't, in good conscience, put T-Bat on this because that was a horrendous episode 1. But YAIBA, I guess, it was alright.
Damn, that's crazy.
Number 10 is Mushoku Tensei 2.0. I mean, Paul Tensei.
How about the side story? How about the side story of Paul backstory? You know, before he became a father.
Yeah, Paul Tensei, and I'd probably share this spot with T-Bat.
Damn.
Just so
It's
my boy T-Bat gets
charity. Yeah,
Damn.
charity
Exactly.
pick.
Honorable
Charity.
mention. You know,
So
no,
true.
you know, it's a good honorable mention. All right, Nate. As always, last. Go ahead.
So I only got 5 because
same like me.
I feel like I didn't. Yeah, I feel like I didn't watch a lot of like the bangers and all that.
You and me are
'Cause
here.
I may have some reactions coming out. Be on the lookout. You know. So number 1, I actually had Anne Shirley.
Yes, sir.
For a lot of the reasons we talked about earlier. Rock as a lady's modesty. Grem hit it pretty good. I did not expect to like it as much as I did, honestly.
Nice.
Like the intensity, even the animation when in the performances was really like impressive too, because there was like some CG, but like I feel like you see that more often than not in like music performances. I feel
Yes,
like
you
in
do see it
anime
more
like
than
that.
often. Yeah.
Like idol performances, like bands and stuff like that. So it actually looked really good, but
It
just
kind of
like,
makes sense when it comes to like any of the instruments and any of the fluidly art when you need like a 360 or like a 180 pan shot.
Yeah.
It's just much easier for the CG because it's more like
there's a
fluid
lot of
instead of 2D.
details, and there's a lot of details on like the instruments. So like to animating that all the time is like probably a chore. So like hand drawing all of it. Yeah. So yeah, that was my number 2. Yeah, really enjoyed that one. Number 3, I had Shoshiman season 2. Absolutely love the OP and the ED for Shoshiman season 2. Like we've had so many good OP EDs already, and we don't even have everything out. So yeah, Shoshiman. I mean, you're back when Osanai leaves off the episode like that. Literally, like you know you're back with Shoshiman. The one thing though, like I'm kind of curious still how I'm gonna feel right with our characters being split up, the 2 mains. I get why obviously they're split up, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how it's gonna play out because it just feels a bit weird with them not being together, right? So
we need them back, man.
yeah. Number 4, I had Your Forma for a lot of the reasons we talked about earlier. And then number 5, I had Sword of the Demon Hunter with that hour premiere and was impressed by that one. So
I feel like we have a little nice combination of all our top 5/top 10. Like we had a little mix, a little similarities between all of them. So I like that.
oh yeah. Vash
now-
came in here with the full fantasy lineup. Almost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mine is almost except Your Forma
The
is
fantasy 5.
Yeah. That's true. The 4 and 5 of mine is little fantasy world, aka of the Moshoko Tensei. Part 2 spin-off. It's part of the multiverse. Part of the multiverse. If you know, you know. So. We're here for the conclusion, the outro, the plugs, because this is the end of the show. We appreciate for everyone watching the week 1 coverage, because if you guys didn't know, we have like 6 or more, or 5, 8 more episodes missing. We have My Hero Vigilantes, we have Moonrise, we have Mono, and we have Ahada-san with season 2, still not yet premiered. So we still have a couple things there to talk about for week 2. Crash would not be here as well for next week episode, and then week 3 I will not be here because of WrestleMania, but you guys could check me out streaming during that whole weekend, so you guys will be there. But this was a great episode, week 1. Like Nate said it for me, my top 5 has a fantasy. If you haven't noticed, I like my fantasy, I like my rom-coms, but I'm a big fantasy person. I like what I like, but it was a good week 1. I have no complaints. I didn't make the time to watch my other 10 or 12 other episodes I need to watch, but I'm a busy man. I'm a busy life. I got a lot of things to do behind the scenes, but it was a good content, good enjoyment. Anybody got any last thoughts on one-liners?
I haven't even watched a lot of the bangers yet, and I feel like this season is off to a pretty good start already. We haven't even got everything. Like there's other things I'm really looking forward to, like Gundam still. Vash mentioned Vigilantes. I think Summer Pockets. I'm looking forward to Summer Pockets because it's like a key visual novel work. Moonrise, as you mentioned, there's other things to come. So I mean, we still haven't got everything, but from what I've saw so far, really been enjoying like week 1, and I'm excited as always for more. So that would be what I would wrap up with.
Nah, for me, I just been having fun with every opening this season. I've literally have played everything on replay, and then the ED for Fire Force is just fire. But yeah, for me, I've just been having fun this whole week with everything that's been coming out. Definitely check out anything that we've talked about on air, and because there's a lot of bangers this season. And look, look, you got every type of genre, every type of
Literally
anything. You can literally pick from anywhere. So you just y'all if you're not having fun this season, like I don't know, you're
there's literally something right. There's even like the 3 Gooner ones we mentioned. Like,
Yeah,
Right, that's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
There is time for everything. We will talk about the elf one next week. We will let Crash rant about it in week 3. He
Yes,
could
sir.
go off on about it, so I won't be here, so
Yes, sir.
I'm okay with that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just thank you guys for ever watching. What you guys say, man? God,
Read the beginning after the end. It's
100%.
good.
Yeah.
It's so
Read
good.
KOWLOON.
And then after that,
Oh.
you start from the end after the beginning, and then after that, you can read the sequel after that.
yeah, read the sequel first.
No,
What a knee slapper.
no, that was bad. Anyway, yeah, guys, this has been our show. You know, we're all done here. You know.
Oh,
So,
and our oh my god, our boss is dying.
yeah,
Yes.
our boss is dying. Yeah, no, guys, get out there and start binging shit, dude.
Go touch grass.
Mm.
Have a good day, guys.
grass.
Don't touch grass. Binge anime.
Go
Dude, don't
binge
touch
chillen.
grass. Allergy season is crazy, guys. I'm dying.
Dude,
Oh my
allergy
god.
season has been killing me.
Fuck.
It has
Gotta-
to
yeah,
him.
don't touch.
That's why eyes are closed. Take care.
Peace.
Peaceful.